later.
No, we're not going over. That's basically it. Gosh. Can't stop. What's the quote for that?
What? Oh. Honey, we're reviewing solo songs today, not the B-sides.
Oh gosh. Okay. How do I? Okay. What is the chords for the chorus?
You're asking me?
Yeah. No, I'm asking myself.
Alright, we've got enough people, let's get going.
Ready? Okay. Hi guys. So I guess I'm kind of popular around the areas.
The areas? What areas?
The internet.
These areas?
Yes.
The internet areas.
Have you tested the speaker yet?
No, I've not tested
Oh my
speaker.
gosh, I'm in frame.
You're in frame.
Oh god, my hair's a piece. Oh right.
Hi guys. So recently, Kevin marathoned the LOONA solo songs.
And all the other songs too.
All LOONA songs, minus we still haven't seen Hi or the album, but we just wanted to discuss like the order of the LOONA songs, like in our opinion, from like favorite to least favorite or least favorite to favorite.
From favorite.
And yeah, because some of our opinions are like super different. Like I love Egoist and he hates
Ooh,
it.
spoilers.
Oh, spoilers. And then we both are very passionate about Kiss Later. So we just wanted to talk about it. We talked about it a tiny bit last night, but I wanted to save like most of our discussion for today. So question to you guys. Do you want us to go favorite to least favorite or least favorite to favorite? Comment what order you guys want us to do.
Oh, you also put the plans of what we're reacting. Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because people always request. Yeah.
Who do you hate, Egoist?
Who do you hate? Favorite to least favorite? Least to favorite.
I mean, least to fave is the way to go. Oh, yeah, we're getting more least to fave. That's where it's at, man.
Okay, wait, I need to get my phone and like my order. Oh, one and only is my least fave.
It's pretty low for me too.
Okay, so basically.
No, I think if so. Here's the thing. We can punt. That's a football term.
What does that mean?
Basically, like if somebody has a song that's their favorite and another person has a least favorite, we wait till we go up to the list until it's someone's favorite. So, for example, you really like Egoist. We can talk about it when we're gonna like dish out our 12, 11, 10, right?
Yeah.
So we're not gonna talk about Egoist until it reaches your ranking. Until we reach your ranking.
Oh. So how do I turn this song?
No, it's already on.
It's already on?
Here, test it. It's quite good,
it's on.
Right?
Okay.
I don't even know where this came from. This was just at my house.
Or what
it's
if?
A blessing.
Wait, maybe we should just go in order of the release, or that would be more confusing. We could just go in the order of the solo songs were released.
Yeah, let's do release, and then we reveal our lists at the end. Like, we're not going to be like, oh, this is number 10.
As you can see, we totally planned this whole thing out.
Exactly. No, she just got in town, like, last night at, like, 11:30, so.
I hit the ground running.
That's right. We provide shock value to you guys. Oh, wow.
Yeah. If you guys are wondering which LOONA songs we're reacting to next year, check the description, because I think this live stream is published with the description.
Go on order. Go on.
Hey.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Okay, so we're going in order. So that means we're starting with Vivid.
The shirt is starting to wear off. There's similar to my Beast Mode shirt. It's like the Beast Mode is slowly crumbling.
What? Okay, so we're going to go first release, last release, and we'll discuss each song.
Correct.
Okay, that's our final decision. Vivid.
Are we actually going to play it while we discuss it?
I kind of want to.
Oh, interesting. Copyright. Where do we put it?
Let's put it here.
Sure. Oh, we can turn down a bit. I feel like they're going to get blasted. Oh my god, that bass. Not that. Just volume of this. Yeah, there we go. That's good.
Okay, so from the moment that she started singing, I was super.
I mean, that
drawn
intro
in.
is like, oh, what is she? Is she saying, "Hey, gents"? It's like, "Hello, gentlemen." I never looked up the lyrics, but it sounds like, "Hey,
There's lyrics in the music
gents."
video.
Oh, gents. Oh, Heejin is biased.
And like her voice is already.
Oh no, we missed the they didn't put subtitles in the intro.
Oh no,
There's
that's
one
what I
more-
hear,
oh,
like
really?
just gibberish. Wait, what do you guys hear at the beginning of Vivid? Is it? Oh, she's talking French.
Oh really?
Okay.
Oh right, because no, the video has a whole French New Wave thing going on. This is like my film stuff. Since we're not doing React to the K, like this is not classical music React, I can actually talk about my film stuff, guys. Don't hate, because this is great. Yeah, there's totally like a Pierre LeFou thing going on, which is one of the greatest movies ever made. Hihi. But it kind of it confirms itself because in the acoustic cover, she's in Paris. So like, there's a nice complementary thing going on.
And yeah, I wish I could put a music video in the corner, but since I arrived at like 11 p.m. last night, I haven't had time to figure out the live streaming program that I'm using and how to do that. So we're just playing from speaker, and that's why I wanted to mainly focus on music. So like, music video wouldn't matter. We just talk about what we like in music.
Oh man, if we're starting debates on what she's saying now, wait till we get to new.
What do you mean?
What are they saying? What is the... Never, we'll get there in a bit.
Okay, but anyways, beginning.
See, in every section, there's that singing thing going on. It's not just like reserved for one section of the song, and I think that's what makes it really successful.
Also, I love the really spazzing piano, like 9th, 11th chord?
Something like that. There's a 9th in there.
Yeah,
Oi.
because we have this like really deep saxophone playing this whole time, and so not only is her voice higher pitched, but so is this random like jazzy piano.
There's also the bells. LOONA and their high bell instrumentals are always on point.
What?
See, there's even that little brass that whoom. There's a little note that whoom.
And then this section
Wait, why would you pause it and then just sing the next
because
part?
they know what's going on.
Oh yeah,
they know what's happening.
Well, yeah, but
well, I love how it contrasts so much. We've got these twinkling bells, and suddenly she starts singing through instead of na 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 na. Like it contrasts perfectly between each section. The verse, the pre-chorus, the chorus in style of singing with the speak singing, and then like more tenuto phrasing. And I love the lower tom. Da 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 da.
None of the chords are special. That's the weird thing.
But it almost sounds special.
Yeah, right.
Because of the way it was mixed.
Right,
And the instrumentation too.
Exactly.
And then I love this part of the pre-chorus where she goes da 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 da, and then it hits like the background instrumentals hit. Yeah. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da.
Are you counting it like that? Dun, 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 dun.
It's just constantly different because it's like on and 2.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, and 4, and
no, they're at the same part of the beat, but like
yeah,
it's always at some sort of syncopation.
it's like leading to the.
Viv is my favorite single. Spoilers. It's number 1.
And this.
Wait. Could you go back just a few more seconds? There's a syncopation. Like people don't realize how syncopated this stuff is.
So syncopated.
It's right before. It's wait. Oh, that's on the beat.
Oh, it's on the beat.
Wait. Do you hear the? Oh, you missed it. But like the B. Oh, they're just inserted at the most random. They're not random, but like they're inserted at the most impactful syncopated moments.
And now that we realize the hits are on the downbeat, that means just her vocal line is more syncopated.
Oh yeah, her vocal line's really
2, 4.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, okay. Someone asked what a syncopation is. I think that would be really nice to explain. So you know how when we're counting the beats like this, a syncopation is basically something that's placed purposefully on one of the weirder offbeats. So da, da, da.
What we call weak beats, because when there's 4 beats in a measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can also count faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and those we call weak beats or off beats. So when there's a hit on and
or
like
even more, so that the and is like an 8th note, but we can go even more deep and go do a 16th note. Like I'm gonna do a 3 beat pattern, and the second one of the 3 is going to be a 16th note. Dun 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 dun. Notice how the second one occurs right before my second clap, and it's a 16th note before the second. So dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's what a syncopation is. Yeah.
Hella cool. Okay.
A lot of K-pop does it. So.
Of course. Pop music is really syncopated in general.
No. Okay, pause it. Even when she sings, oh my God, yes. And the second time, it's displaced.
Yeah.
And it's a totally different rhythm. It's fantastic.
Because if you're clapping your hands.
Hi, Alexander McLaughlin.
What's up?
He's the stream ninja. He's living up to his name.
But her we have like pretty standard like percussion in the backgrounds. There's some like little. I feel like the instrumentation in her vocal line is more rhythmically complicated than like the underlying beat. But that's what you need. In order to do weird things on top of it.
That's the thing. Yeah, the percussion section sort of forms the foundation, and then everything else, like even the bass, I don't know. It feels so soft. Like the beat feels so sturdy, but at the same time, there's so much going on. I think that's what makes this song really, really special. Like it feels so grounded in just almost that straight 8th. But when you listen to it carefully, almost none of it is straight 8th.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. It's this perfect balance of the instruments. There's some panning going on. And
then also the fact that like the saxophone riff repeats throughout.
This will be uploaded later. Feel free to go to sleep if it's
sleep.
Late. Yeah.
But the sax riff. Usually I get tired of a song using sax riffs. But this one I never get tired.
Especially as like the main. Like when it's used as a rhythmic thing almost, and not because when a sax does a solo, it's usually cool. But when a sax is like that annoying, that annoying rhythmic section, it can get really annoying. It's that Eurobeats feel. But in this song, it definitely
it drives everything else really well.
Oh my goodness.
That's the most straightforward section. Da 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 da, where two things are repeated.
Part.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now I'm just realizing the percussion is 1, 2, and da 1, 2.
Really?
Da da. So it isn't the typical 1, 2, 3, 4, but they added, this whole thing. It's what drives it forward are the emphasis on the weak beats.
Mm-hmm. And those weird backing vocal sounds. Day 6 does that too in some of their songs. It's like this in the Day 6 song Warning, in the chorus, the vocals also have that sort of grainy, rough feeling. And I think if we're comparing the acoustic cover, which we shouldn't because that's not the single, but like it's more exposed in the acoustic cover, and I think that plays to its detriment. It's a little too grainy, but here, because it's buried in the instrumentals, the backing vocals sound really, really good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's so good.
And it's not even a piano sound.
So
It's an electronic keyboard sound. Dot dot dot. Yeah.
But like that transition is so good, and then I think the piano is used more in this verse, so they keep changing it up.
What horror film, baby? Anan, is it good? Keep on going.
And like the guitar parts, I think was the saxophone part of the first verse?
I can't remember. I mean, doesn't it start with a really low saxophone?
Well, I mean, tenor sax is the whole time. But this time, it's really emphasizing on the bass guitar and the electric guitar.
Yeah, it's a little bit more skeletal. And I like how her speaky glides are a little different from the first time. The first time she's more second time she's
phrasing.
Yeah.
Very
I mean, that's how you get. I mean, like, you know, the first time you listen to it, it could be whatever, but that's what gives it that re-listenability. I just invented a word. It probably didn't exist. But, like, it's so re-listenable because you notice these little things. It's so nuanced.
And I love the background speaking, too, because she was like, da-da-da, and then, like, her background overdub is, like, different. Like, she speaks higher than herself. So it's, like, harmonizing her speaking almost. And then they like kind of introduce like the sax back in. I think another reason why I don't get tired of the sax is because they take it out for the verses. Yeah. And the piano part is so tasty. And there's the sax.
I'm in more listening mode. You're just jamming. Yeah, slide. Deceptive to the sixth. LOONA does that so much, but it always sounds fresh.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Every other group does that, but like when LOONA does it, because when other groups do it, they make it like the same every time. What LOONA does is the first few times they give you the tonic. They give you the satisfying cadence. And so when they pull the deceptive, it could be the most generic chord, but it sounds amazing.
Very true. And also this section, it matches with the pre-chorus vibe. So we're constantly changing the overall, I guess, feel of the song. There's this lower sense that I really like.
Oh, that chord. Come on. Flat 2, what are you doing to me?
And then, like, there's so much, like, they changed up the background instrumentation and the vibe. That's like, the ultimate yes. 1, 2, 3. Highlight! Oh my god, yes! Say, oh my god, yes! I thought it was say, oh my goodness.
Goodness, second time.
Okay.
So now it's oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh no, this is different. No, see, she does different things every time. Oh my, I never noticed the scratchy. Yeah. Oh, that's such a good touch. It's like worlds colliding. There's even the guitar. Yeah, there's so much going. You got piano, and then you got like keyboard sounds, like alternating.
And guitar.
And
sax.
And some other brass that comes in once in a while. And high glockenspiel bell things.
And background.
Yeah, and none of them appear at the same time. It's always, I mean, not none of them, but not all of them appear at the same time.
Yeah.
So
they keep rotating.
Yeah, they're reserved for different sections.
Yeah.
And it ends with nothing. It's great.
Okay, I think after we listen to each song, we should say our ranking.
Oh, sure.
So this, like he said, this is number 1 for him.
Yes, first. I was surprised that it was number 1. I'm like, this can't be, Vivid's good, but then I started ranking it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's still Vivid.
Yeah, it was number 1 for me for a while. Right now, it's number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know what your other 2 are.
Okay, moving on to Hyunjin.
Just say none of the above. You can skip the ad.
None of the above. Ad is skipped. Okay, Hyunjin.
This is the anomaly in just because it's such a ballad.
But the chords are so
good. I keep on thinking that "I'll Be There" is her actual solo, but I keep on forgetting that it's actually a. Not real. Okay, it's actually
Wasn't it E flat? This piano out of
It's an
tune.
F sharp or G flat major. Yeah, you're singing it right.
Okay. Yeah, that piano is out of tune, but
This music video is weird. Could you like?
we can do.
There's like a special edition one. I think that's the. Oh yeah. do
Or
that.
we could just use my phone.
Or we could just use her
We
phone.
could just use my phone. Okay, around you.
I just love how overexposed the piano is. We're gonna talk about overexposed once we get to Egoist. But like everything's so.
You're using so much of the range of the piano. Sorry.
Yeah, but then once the chorus starts, I hope you can hear it. It becomes much more standard, much more crisp, much less, overexposed. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so this song last year when I was like going through a lot of pains, not
Growing
high
pains.
points,
Ooh,
growing
old TV
pains.
reference.
Not high points in life and struggling with piano. I like actually was most inspired me to get
Struggling
through.
with piano, huh?
Yeah.
That's me every day.
Well, except you're a pianist,
Gotcha.
so but like I would just try to figure out this chord progression on the piano and like just play it over and over and over and over again. I never get tired of it. It's that dissonance, and then even though like it's so dissonant, it's like mid upper range. Then they like use the highest notes on the piano, and it's just so fucking tasteful. It's so good. And then it's low.
Yeah.
Just piano and background vocals and main vocal melody, and it's so tasteful.
They kind of do that too in that one B-side song in the Love and Live album. I can't remember the name, but it's just an electronic keyboard. The song is not as tasty as this, but I admire how in their ballads they always do something that's not standard, that's more minimal, and then expand to something else later. Turn down one notch. I know this is the sound of your heart, but
and this whole time we have dun 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 dun. Like the piano line is so syncopated.
Well, it's also the way she or the producers really explore all the areas of the piano, because the intro is all on the high register, and then you hear that one bass, and then it's in the mid register for this
mid
verse.
to low.
So
yeah.
But it's the same chords, which is even.
We're like.
Yeah.
Wait, how do I?
It's so good. Minor 4, major 5.
And this is where we start moving a little bit more, especially with the backgrounds.
So basically, what happens is, from a very nerdy musical perspective,
Let's go.
Everything in the verse before that section that we just started doesn't follow classical music theory. Mm-hmm. It's just planing from an F sharp an F sharp major 7 to an E major 7. So it's a major half step apart, and it's almost like a more jazzy, a more poppy language. And so when it starts moving, the language becomes much more like traditional tonic dominant, predominant. That's why it feels like there's motion, because there is that tension. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. And they change the rhythm of the piano too. So they're constantly changing everything, and like the chords are hella good too. That's why I love this song so much. I love that.
Oh man,
it's so beautiful. It's so okay.
I'm gonna pause there because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You give us that crazy dominant da 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 da. You expect to go to 1, but no, it goes to 7, and it keeps that major 7 quality, and it's very odd. It makes that arrival more satisfying instead of less satisfying.
Even though it doesn't resolve.
Yeah, and Mozart and Beethoven could look at this and scratch their heads, but we live in a society. That's a dumb meme. Let's go on.
Okay.
Oh, that chord. Come on.
And the bass and the percussion and the background vocals and this time, instead of like the the verse in the pre-chorus, the whole time the piano was syncopated. Another reason why we feel like it's an arrival is because the piano switches to the hard.
It's also a weird staccato. D. There's a very clear cutting. Yeah, and again, the sound isn't as full and equalized. That's the word I was looking for. There's a ton of equalization used on the piano at the beginning, or it sounds like it's like right in front. The mic is right in front of it, but then in the chorus, it feels like the mic is at a normal, acceptable distance. But they make the verse work as well, which is crazy.
And I feel another reason why this works so well is because the vocal melody is moving around a lot.
It's very. I like to use the word
Constantly
organic,
changing.
which is. I mean, we're not talking about sonatine, but one of the reasons it's so low on my overall LOONA. Check out Twitter for my overall LOONA
At Nerdy Music
pre-debut single. Pre-debut tracks. The reason sonatine is so low is because it doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel natural. Something about the melody feels a bit too wrangled with, a bit too, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little weird, but like this melody, just to contrast, it doesn't feel that way. The chat's dead. Did you just pause the chat or something? Why is the chat dead?
Because our connection is bad.
Yeah, right. Okay. I hope we're still recording.
So like there is never like a dead moment, if that makes any sense. So she holds out a note, then the instrumentals or background vocals do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like they keep things moving. And then if they don't, okay, spoilers.
Flat 6.
And even though
the most foreign chord in the entire song so far. Yeah.
Nice. But at that moment, even though the instrumentals are holding out a note, like I said, there isn't a dead moment because this percussion sample starts fading in. It's ta 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 ta.
You've clearly listened to the song more than I have, because they're. Oh
and
man.
Then
we're gonna talk about Brahms in a bit, but go on.
The hi-hat. Or wait, no, cymbal.
Okay, no, don't go on. Now I can talk about Brahms. So Johannes Brahms is a composer. This sounds totally like a non sequitur, but Johannes Brahms is a composer who would set up a certain weird new key area and not give it to his audience until later on in the piece. This song does that. Because we get that deceptive of the flat 6. It's like flat 6 just now. That's a deceptive. And then it goes to an E major sort of. It sounds like it's gonna cadence in A major. It has that tendency to go into A major all the time. But you know when it actually goes to A major? The last bridge before the final chorus.
When you clap, it goes into the red zone.
Well, you were clapping.
Yeah, it looks like we might be paused or frozen or something. Stream health isn't very good. I'm
Frozen
sorry.
by LOONA. Are you running anything else?
No, I'm not. Well, I mean, it looks like we're still streaming, but just the chat is frozen. Sorry, guys, we can't see your comments.
Yeah, we gotta keep the discussion going.
Okay, discussion is going. Let's go. And it's different this time around because they're percussion.
Yeah, but also, it goes back to the home key of F sharp. But we'll talk about the A major section later.
And on top of that, the percussion samples are different from the chorus. Yay! And instead of the da-da-da on the piano, we have this electric guitar come in.
That's the thing about LOONA that really makes me gravitate towards her music. None of it sounds like an industry product.
Oh.
It sounds like people worked on making a good piece of music. Yeah.
I love all the sounds and the shaker-esque sample.
I love how the high notes is the same high notes, but it's like pulled back. There's so much stuff going on, and it could sound clunky. Like it could easily sound clunky with how much the piano is being tampered with in terms of dynamics, but it doesn't.
It's so good. I love how when
reaching.
when her vocal melody moves up, so does the piano line. But it moves up, all of it moves up to the unexpected area and not resolving that. And they don't do the instead they go.
There's actually like a 13th in there.
Ah,
There's
spicy!
this big crunchy chord. That's not. It doesn't show its crunch, which is crazy. It sounds like so
Crunch.
harmonious.
Sorry.
All hail the crunch shell.
Okay. And we got some sparkly wind chimes.
Okay. Can we talk about the brilliance of that second chord? So basically what happens is, hey you, da 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 da, even though that note belongs to, so you know, the song begins with the planing of F sharp major and E major. That second note, da 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 da, actually belongs in E major, but the chord is not E major, it's E flat. There's a half step gap. And it's so weird how it works, but it works. Because then it resolves to that. It's actually dominant to this chord.
The chat's working again!
Yay! Yeah,
And this
man.
whole time she's singing out here, but then we have really high harmonies up here in this area.
You know, just for the record, I'm going to go even more, a deeper level with that second chord. The reason that second chord works so well, and I can't really I can't really pick it apart. Basically, it's an E flat chord, but it's a dominant 7, flat 9, that's missing the third. And the fact that it's missing the third makes it, you're not sure if it doesn't give it like the major minor quality. It's just,
you don't know.
Yeah, it's just a chord, and that makes the flat 9 almost work better.
Yeah, for those who don't know what a chord is, it's basically we have a note stacked on top of another note with a specific amount of notes in between, like that are missing. And then we just keep stacking them on top of each other.
Yeah.
And to build a chord, you have 1, which we call tonic, 2, 3, which we call the third, 4, 5, which we call the fifth. And in order to build a 7th chord, often in songs, they teach you that you can remove the 5th because you need the third, whether it be flat or natural, so lowered or...
Well, yeah, see, the third is what gives the chord its quality.
So
The major,
never,
minor.
like in classical music, we're taught to never leave out the third in a chord.
Not all the time. Beethoven did it with his Ninth Symphony. It opened with total
Except
ambiguity.
for sometime rebellious composers.
Exactly. But this song, I guess this song is rebellious by like missing out the third and giving it the ambiguous quality, and then the dissonance works even better because of it. And it's still, yeah. Man, that's also brilliant because unlike the first time, the deceptive is just deceptive. This one, it actually planes back up to 1. It's like it just delays it by like 1 second. Done, 1. But he's still giving.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
It's so weird. I love this bridge so much.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's very. It's funny because he's listening to the chords.
Can we turn it to the piano?
Yes.
After you say your.
I find it funny because I'm listening to the vocals, vocal harmonies, and instrumentation, and he's listening to the harmonic like movement in the piano chords.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we make good review partners. Okay, piano time.
Okay, get ready. I just discovered this because usually you can't really learn a song until you figure out the chords. So basically, what happens is. It happens within 5 seconds, but it's so cool. So basically, the first time in the bridge, you get, it's very out of tune, I'm sorry, but that is basically pure major 7 planing.
Yes!
Yeah, but the second time, right after that, they do variations of the first 2 chords.
Yes!
So listen to the subtle difference. Second time. The arrival is the same, but the second time, all the chords are minor 7s instead.
Oh.
It's the relative minor too. It's so good.
It's
so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's go.
Yes, the stream will be recorded on YouTube. There's the A major. Wait. Go back for like a few seconds. But go back for a few seconds. Okay. The da 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 dee dee. The chord during that note, that is the Brahms thing I was talking about, where the A major gets met, like the it's like the prophecy is fulfilled. It's like all the build up to that A major finally gets fulfilled later on in the song. And this also happens. We have to talk about some of the B-side songs. My Sunday. If you've seen my Twitter, My Sunday and My Melody are two of my favorite songs that LOONA has released because they delay the tonic until just a tiny chord, a tiny moment in the final bridge. Very similar to this, except this one, it's about going to a new key in the bridge. I know this all sounds like mumbo jumbo, but I guarantee you it makes sense in my mind, and I'm trying my best to explain it. But
basically, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar.
Thank you. I am the 13th LOONA girl.
Familiar with us saying, oh, harmonies, oh, melodies. Well, when we talk about harmonies, it's like the joining multiple melodies together in thickness. That's how I think of harmonies. It's just many, many layers of notes. And so basically we're talking that the harmonies don't go places that it should go, if that makes any sense. Yeah,
it's what keeps the song fresh, and it's what makes the song class CMR worthy or not. Ooh, here we go. Also, the reason I haven't been, there was a time when I didn't react to any of your comments is because the stream was very slow for us. There was like a solid 10 minutes where we didn't get anything. So now I can see everything. Let's go on. Okay. Pause for a bit.
That's the only
that
time
little
that we
slide, but that little slide, that slide makes no sense. It doesn't, it's
in the chord?
In the chord at all. But it's there because it's there.
Wait, what would that be called?
It's actually a flat 13, which could work. Here, let me.
Well, when you call that
you
a neighboring tone?
You don't have to move it. But like, yeah. In jazz, that word, because
you resolve it, but they don't resolve it that way.
It actually gives it a little flat 13 edge. Like, intentionally or not, that neighboring tone gives it a bit more dimension. Yeah.
Dimension.
I'm throwing all the words.
Nope. Wait, there's piano behind it. But they just thin out the texture in such a tasteful way. With like muffled
and the fact that it's this section that comes back and not just straight to hey you, it's great.
Okay, now it's thicker. Hey you.
Yeah. See that? Yeah. I have something to say. I was thinking about something else. MAMAMOO is a 13th LOONA member. Main vocalist.
And even the background vocals and harmonies are changed in this. So it isn't only her just like overdubbing ad-libs. Or like, I guess she's like kind of echoing herself. But they change actual parts of the chorus too.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say something. Right before the chorus or any of the dominant chords, the ones that feel like they're about to lead somewhere, and the ones that are drawn out for a lot, like they just da 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 da. Those chords, none of them have a third. Not a single chord here has a third. And that's what makes the 13th chord here. Okay, this is what a 13th chord sounds like. And on this out-of-tune piano, it's going to sound really weird. Chord sounds like with the third. Very crunchy.
Can you emphasize the third a little bit more?
Oh god, it's not too much. See, this sounds hard. This is a normal triad. The third sounds like it belongs. But if you add all those jazzy chords, it doesn't work. But if we turn the third, like raise it up, this is going to make no sense. If you turn the third and raise it up, in jazz language, it becomes an 11th. Yeah.
Because of a version?
No, so the reason 9th, 11th, and 13th chords aren't called 2, 4, and 6 are because the dominant 7th exists. The dominant 7th basically changes these three chords.
Okay.
Yeah, into 9th, 11th, 13th. So it turns,
Jazz, baby.
So basically, it turns the 3rd into an 11th. And when it's an 11th, the 13th sounds much more. It sounds like just a very expansive and almost consonant chord. While when it's a 3rd, it's crunchy. You hear this crunch going on. And that's the reason why none of the dominant chords have a 3rd, because they want to give you that expansive thing and then land on. Yeah. That stuff.
It makes my heart cry, you guys.
Even on the honky tonk piano.
Okay.
Is he speaking Italian?
I mean, a lot of music words do come from Italian, German, etc.
Just like sonatine. Sonatine's an Italian word. There you go.
I love the guitar. Da-da-da, da-da-da, on top of
Could
the.
you move back a bit?
Yes.
I want to hear how they Yeah, the chord comes first. With all the instruments don't follow the rhythm. They all come in at their own times. And then the voice.
And then it ends with the voice.
It's still not resolved.
Ah!
It ends on a flat 6.
Okay, so ranking. What number is this?
4.
This is sometimes, or actually right now, the past few months, it's been my number 1. This is my number 1 LOONA solo song.
Sad boy hour. Sad girl hour.
What? Did someone say that?
No, I said it. It's like Umu's sad boy hour is with Around You. And that's why it's her number 1.
Because I've been sad, depressed, and stressed. But yeah, that's my number 1. Okay, now we're
number
moving.
4 for me.
Moving.
Which is also very high.
Hasul. Hasuel.
Is it
okay.
Hasul?
I know, like, I emphasize it incorrectly. Hasul.
Hasul?
Hasul?
She's probably my bias wrecker.
Hasul.
Then again, I haven't learned the last 4 members yet, so we can't. Hyunjin did really snap with big cats, with giant anthropomorphic cats. That's the moment when I realized that Hyunjin snapped. I'm like, wow, you're going surreal. Let's go.
Hasul.
Oh my god.
But the MIDI.
It worked. Man, none of Loona's fake sounding instruments.
Isn't too bad. Yeah. No, honestly, so, by the way, guys, the instrumentation in this song is all fake. None of it is actual.
It is?
Yeah, I'm like.
Oh my gosh.
85. Because Ito reacted to this and he called it MIDI. And I mean,
even the
out of
flute solo?
all ears.
Oh yeah, I mean, we gotta trust Ito, but.
I mean, it's either it's mixed in a little strange way to sound not completely real, or it's not.
The cello line sounds.
fake.
It sounds. Yeah, no, it sounds a little overproduced, but I think it works. Especially like I think so.
It matches her vocals well.
Yeah, I compare the song to one giant crescendo because it keeps on getting the percussion section and just the orchestral nature. Always gets louder. It's almost like a bolero. It's nothing like bolero, but it's almost like a bolero in the way it crescendos. But see, I would have had a problem with the instrumentals if it started like this and the whole song was like this.
But because it becomes
thicker and thicker. I don't know, something about it works for me. Oh, I really hear the MIDI now. Yeah, that's fine. It's still a very good song.
Counterpoint.
Different chords, second time.
Chords. Harp. I love that the cellos start moving when she starts singing.
Yeah, it's great. Everything's stripped away except for the cello line.
Well, and the harp, and then.
Yeah. Oh, it is MIDI. I really hear it.
Once you.
It's also the cello. You hear the gap between notes.
Right.
You hear it sounds like this. It doesn't sound like.
Recently, a lot of people have been asking me, how can you tell the difference between real and fake instruments? And honestly, personally, I struggle with it a lot. But what you do listen for is attacks, so the beginnings of notes, how it ends, and how it moves between each note. Because if you think about how a musician plays an instrument, like for strings, they have a bow that moves between four different strings, and then they use their fingers to play each note, and oftentimes they have to like slide so you hear in between each note. But with this, you can hear da 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 da. Like instead of sounding da 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 da, it sounds da 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 da. It sounds as if in your software, note, 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 note.
Yeah, something that contributes to that as well is that when people create these synth sounds, these fake sounding instruments, they add this very artificial reverb.
That too.
Where like it sounds nothing like what an actual concert hall sounds like, except for maybe like one condition. And the cello line in this, I just heard it. It definitely has that effect. Where like as the moment the previous note comes off, you hear that little reverb that just doesn't make much sense. So yeah. But yeah, I need to check my ranking for this.
Yeah. This one, my ranking for this one has changed a lot.
Really?
Yeah, based on my mood. Like my LOONA.
Anything 9 or above, I really like.
Yeah.
So just.
We really, really like this, even if it's like lower in the. If it's above 9, we love it.
Hassler?
Change? What?
Someone is clarifying how to say the name. Hassler?
Hustle.
Hustle. Oh, hustle. Soul. I get it. Hustle.
Hustle.
What a hassle. That's so bad. I'm sorry, hustle bias people. What a hassle.
Hustle. Because also I have assistant filmers this year, so I have to clarify how to pronounce things. Hustle. Okay, so
yeah.
Hustle.
Wait till they hear me say. Yeah, okay.
Wait, I'm gonna like quickly write this down on my script. Go entertain them.
We're reacting to this? Where they are? Good,
Yeah.
good.
Wait, script.
We're not reacting to I'll Be There, right? Because I love that song.
I like the intro, but that's it.
Oh, yeah, that's
Then
so
it
sad.
kind of goes.
That's so sad.
Okay for me.
It's so sad.
But that intro is so spicy. Okay.
My bias is Heejin, but I haven't learned the last 4 members yet. Like Eve onwards, I don't know. So it might change, but I'm pretty sure Heejin's bias. And Hustle is
Hustle.
Yeah, Hustle is bias wrecker right now.
Hustle.
And then maybe Jinsoul.
Hustle!
Jinsoul's like second bias wrecker.
Okay, anyways. Change where we get staccato. Wait, no, sorry. Pizzicato straight. Pizzicato.
More Italian.
It's not pizzicato.
I already heard YYXY. Keep on. Okay.
We've heard all LOONA except Hi and recent album. Pizzicato is when you're playing. So we have this bow, right, with string instruments, but it's when you throw away the bow and you just pluck with your finger. Pizzicato. It almost gives it a tango-esque feel.
Yeah, I called it a slow salsa, but again, I might be inaccurate with my Latin American rhythms, but slow tango is definitely the first thing I thought of.
And I love yeah. They kind of like slap you. Flutes! Hello!
I love how the flutes are just little fragments. There's never a real clear flute.
It's never
line.
like drawn out. It's just like the existence of wind chime or wind bell winds. Here she is doing a lot with her phrasing because she's been singing really quietly, but she like she leaned more into her voice. And so even if like the background instrumentation isn't building up, she's building up. She's doing that tension. She's getting the hype.
Ooh, someone's talking about VV's solo. We're gonna get to that. That's gonna be one.
He really
we're
likes
gonna
it.
we're gonna go to town. I also just love her syllables. I talked about this on Twitter, but like the way she goes, "Luri-turi," just those round, it just sounds so well. Like I don't even understand Korean, but everything she utters out of her mouth.
I think it's because she was originally trained to be a classical singer.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen clips of her, warming up to like operatic. It's great. Oh, do you hear that? Dot. That bass line.
Duh.
It's D flat C, which just gives that more spice.
The basses and cellos that are.
Yeah. Pick a D. Yeah.
Again. da-da-da.
And then
all
that's
you
the
get from
rest.
the
Yeah,
flutes.
that's it.
That's all we get from the flutes.
Yeah, I love what's it? The C
And-
sharp. It's a half diminished chord. Anything that uses a half diminished chord is pretty damn great.
Yeah, and I love how that one instrumental break ends in no instruments. It's just a hit.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't like resolve on a chord. It's just.
Oh my God! Please don't do that.
Hey, it's my stuff up here.
No, it's. I mean,
Oh, did I hurt you guys? And now instead of the first verse, it was cellos and her. Now it's just pizzicato strings. It's different.
Yeah.
Again.
Also, I have to say, when I first heard the first chorus, I'm like, oh, this is the peak that the song will go. This is like as rich as it'll go. But then the song keeps on surprising me with just getting even richer, even louder, even more orchestral.
Scale on a. Her transition from head to falsetto, I think it's called, or chest to falsetto. I still need to like study a little bit more vocal stuff.
The only way I don't know, like just from hearing her vocals in this song, I can't tell she's an opera singer because it almost feels like she's trying to go against it. Like the way I describe her vocals here is what all K-pop fans like. She's so soft. She just sounds so soft in this song. That's why she's biased record. Let's go.
Oh, there we got some flutes again. We very rarely get vocal harmonies from her since like the orchestration is so thick. We don't get, but I heard like either octaves or harmonies on there. So it's very rare. Yeah. I think this one just really focuses on single melody and orchestra.
Yeah. Oh, Neapolitan. Love that string swirl. Like it could be as MIDI as it wants, but that string swirl, like whoever wrote the song and instrumentated it clearly knew about the orchestra. That's one of the big reasons why it could get away with a sort of MIDI sound effect. Yeah. It's already more punchy. It's already more punchy in this chorus.
Especially since I feel like there's like a bass guitar now. I might be mishearing it. But like the way they emphasize the offbeats, like the accents. Like woo!
Oh yeah. See, it keeps on going. It keeps on building.
Because last time the instrumental break was more sparse, I feel.
Yeah.
So now
I need to show. No, it's like some people's comments keep on getting blocked, and I just feel bad for them. They need to voice their opinion.
the chat goes by so quickly. And this is when we invite the bells.
Oh yeah, but that note is so good. That last punch, the arrival, because all the other Picardy third chords, I mean, in this song have been really soft and really like eased into. So this one's so emphasized, and it just gives it that it's like we're launching ourselves into this last section, this last stretch of the song.
And if you guys don't know what a Picardy third is, basically the song is in
E minor,
key, which is a specific pattern of half steps in a scale, so specific notes. But a Picardy, this is on 3, right?
Yes.
Or is it 6, 7?
No, it's on 1.
1, 2, 3. No. It's 7, 1, 2, 3. Her note going into the Picardy third.
Oh yeah.
Her line.
Oh.
Is it 7, 1, 2, 3?
No. Wait, keep on going. It is 3. It is 3. Oh no, that's not the Picardy third. That's a different note. No, it's always on. Yeah, it's always on that note. So she's singing 1, but the instruments play a major 3 instead of a minor 3. That's what gives a Picardy third.
Okay, that's the punch that you're talking about.
Yes.
So
punch.
Basically that note is usually lowered to fit into this key, but this time a Picardy third is when it's raised, and whenever a 3 is raised, it belongs to a major. So
Hi, Seesaw's my least favorite LOONA song.
Why did you just mention that?
Because everyone's talking about Seesaw.
Why do you feel like you had to do that? Come on, man. That's
I want controversy. I want my controversy. Oh, yeah, okay.
So it's 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. Wait, no, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3.
No, that's not 4-3. That's not 4-3. That's 5-1. 5-1, 5-1, 5-1. Major 3, 4, 5.
So then it's the instrumentals that do the picketing third.
Well, see, that one's a little different because that one it's a dominant to the 4. Guys, see, even Umu's confused.
No, I'm following along. I was just like picturing something different. I've been like all summer without like thinking too much of like this stuff, and now I'm like, woo!
I mean,
getting back into school.
See, the thing is, if we want to get to the nitty gritty, we can get as nitty gritty as we want. I can do this all day. I've always been the theory dude, more than anybody else I know, except like Daniel. But you guys don't know Daniel.
Okay, so 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1.
3, 4, 5. 1, 5, 1,
1, 5, 6.
No, not 6. 4, 5. It's technically 7, but because we changed the chord, it's now like it's now the 4 of 8. It's complicated. It's
Secondary dominant?
No. It's just a suspension. It's just a suspension.
Okay, moving on.
Just a suspension. Yeah. It's so good. Oh. Minor, major. Come on. And then the final. Get the castanets in. Come on.
I think those are some vocal harmonies. Not anymore.
It was very sparse.
Okay,
Oh.
It ends so well, like not a cheesy ending at all. It just like it's a breather. It's a fresh breath.
Girl Talk is great. Seesaw is not as great. I will add these. I'll add these at better times. I won't interrupt your hustle to talk about hustle.
Okay, so now we're talking about ranking. Again, everything above 9, I freaking love. This was up there for a while, but lately other songs have grown up.
Let me dig this song.
So Hustle Let Me In is number 7 for me.
Please follow me at Nerdy. Can you type Nerdy Musics and talk about the LOONA thread? So I reviewed every single pre-debut track over the past 4 days, all 43 of them. I put one short Twitter review for every single one of them. And you get to see all my opinion if you follow me on Twitter. Or you can just check out my Twitter and like that thread and retweet it. So that's all you need to do. Because I tweet about movies more often than anything. And I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. But could you type Nerdy Musics real quick? Plug. Please, while I take up my list.
Oh, someone typed it for me. Thank you. I love you. Mwah.
Yay. I just reached 2,600 followers. Yay. Clout.
Congratulations. What number is it?
Good question.
I think it's like 5.
Oh my god, no one has been liking my single. Okay, there it is. 6.
Okay, yeah, 7 for me, 6 for you.
So again, anything 9 and above is great for me. It's something I would definitely, I love. So 6.
We've reached our favorite. So Kiss Later is actually one of our favorites. We'll go.
Yeah, I saw the debate about Kiss Later, and I purposely did not address it because we were getting it.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yep.
So let's get started. Everything about the song is perfection.
Just that intro, please.
Oh, it's so good.
Please.
So we have some low piano, dun 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 dun, syncopated line, and then we've got some.
Hold on,
really
does the bass
sweet
change?
bells.
The cool thing is it doesn't change. It's like it's a drone bass, but the harmonies are like
change.
Above.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me. It's a little bit of a stretch. It reminds me of the beginning of "Letting Go" by Day 6, where like, I mean, I think the chords change, but does the bass stay the same for that one?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
But
the beginning.
But that's also one of those chord progressions where it feels like it does a circle around. It's just doing a loop-de-loop around the tonic. And you can, yeah, but you can totally put a drum there, and the chord progression would still work for letting go. Yeah. Yeah. But this is sort of the same thing, where like the song begins, and it kind of just does some loops around the tonic. It makes tonic more solid. It's a classical thing.
Guitar and strings.
Thank you.
And
Exactly.
piano.
I love it when the bass note stays the same on one while the chord changes. Exactly. Chopin does that.
This song is such like for me it was like a plot twist.
It is a plot twist.
Because it starts off super thinly textured and cutesy.
It's also in straight eighths at the beginning, and then it swings later. Yeah. Oh, that's where it begins. It drops a little hint of dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
Actually no, that's still straight eighths. Never mind. That was a mistake.
So we're in I guess straight just means like we were talking about before. This stuff.
I can just do a So
duple.
Straight eighth is dun 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 1 and 2 and 1 and. But the swing here is so fast. It's actually dun 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 dun. But that's actually a very fast triplet. It's like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 but it's a fast swing. Yeah. People like the intro more than the rest of the song. I can discuss this. Like I was telling Uma earlier how like the big band sound almost has become a gimmick in the K-pop world. So like I can see some people just listening to this song and being like, oh, it's the big band sound again, and I'm gonna but
they've never done her voice, this concept with the big band sound.
Right, but for me, it all depends. It's all in the details. A big band sound can be with fake brass and very overbearing percussion, and it could sound very fake. But for me, anytime a big band sounds this authentic, it's automatically a plus. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so good. Wait, keep on going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. And then okay, let's talk about this. So from the moment it drops to the swing, there is no arrival on the tonic. There is no home key. All the chords are different. It drops on 2. It drops on a predominant. It goes to 5. It goes to 6. It planes upward, and then finally it lands. It's so brilliant. Yeah.
And like the chords that the brass is playing.
Oh, Froggy.
So cute. I forgot like the tom, the use of the tom as a lead up instead of like freaking snare drum like doubling in speed. No, screw that. We've got tom. Really awesome tom rhythm, and just like the way that the music crescendos. And I love the ba 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 ba. Yeah. We're doing this again.
Yeah.
And also the fact that everything's so staccato, stop and start and hit.
The guitar
it's just,
solo.
Yes, send us all the frog emojis. Da da! It just hits you, slaps you.
And it's still a 5. Yep.
And then like they layer, I think it's like sax with like trombones. It's like a call and answer between brass and
chord?
strings and like low brass and sax.
Applied chord, 5 of 2.
We've got some weird harmonies going.
Yeah. Mixture. And then there's.
So we've got this.
Oh,
brass...
I love how you stopped right.
Seriously. The brass just keeps going up, like you said, planing, which just means moving from chord to chord, up, and then we've got ba 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 ba. So the vocal line is going up and then down when the brass keeps rising. And
Yes, my favorite song is Lunatic.
And they let her voice carry the chorus, and they have just the small hits again.
I'm listening to different things than you, but...
Bass guitar!
Okay. The first 2 chords of that verse she starts singing da 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 are the same as the intro. Dee da Dee-da, dee-da. Yeah, it's okay, let's go. It's a B major chord, and then it's a in classical terms we call it C sharp major 7 4 2. You know that you remember inversions?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean
I remember inversions.
Okay,
Jesus. Okay, inversions. So like we talked about the chord stacked 1, 2. Wait, shit. 1, 3, 5, 7. Inversions is when we like throw.
Yeah, we
the
flip
third.
it so the 1 isn't on the bass, because you know if you want a stable chord, you want the 1 on the bass, because that's home. But for this one, the 7 is on the bass. It's that thing where we say, you know, the chord stays the same. Or no, the bass stays the same. It's a drone, and then
the harmonies change around it.
Yeah, but for here, it starts off with the same 2 chords as the intro, and then it goes to different territory. I just like that. It's just nice. Yeah.
Lower vocal harmonies along with the freaking amazing guitar. And then we've got the hi-hat cymbal rhythm speeding up. Because before we were using the tom drums to speed up, but now we've got the hi-hat. Wow, variation, amazing. And then we've got the hits in the horn line leading us to the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this section.
Let's talk about that dissonance.
Did you see my little Twitter thing on this song?
You weren't very specific.
Okay, I was actually too specific.
Oh.
I wasn't specific about my opinion, but I was specific about one specific thing, about the specificity of the specific. Specifying the specific specificity. Let's go. Okay, so the chorus of this song is actually a fourth above the verse.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the fourth it's so close, like music theory wise, to 1.
Yeah.
That every time it starts, I feel like it's still in the previous key.
Okay.
So like the dun 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 dun, I'm still thinking about it in B major.
I didn't even know that it modulated.
Exactly. Because it literally went from 1 and then it didn't even add a dominant 7, it just went straight up to 4. Oh yeah, no, it's the most subtle key change. No, not even there. It's still, see? Okay, no. Yeah, now it's yeah, Okay, listen to the bass notes. Don't hum. It actually does this thing where like it plays the dominant of the previous key, but then it does a very quick like, nope, we're gonna switch a room. Yeah, it's so fast.
That bass. That bass. That bass.
Wait, no, don't listen to it. I want to listen to this.
Those lower vocal harmonies.
It's that second to last chord.
The brass?
It's actually, huh? Okay,
That brass?
let me try to recreate it on piano.
Here we go.
Let me try. It's not going to be very good, but it's like okay. So what happens is we have right?
Yeah.
This is stable. What we get is like some.
Yeah.
And then what basically what happens is.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can hear it now.
Yeah, no, because they don't give you that. They give you an inverted chord, just a little sneaky one. So it's like it's this tiny little shift that you can barely hear.
Yeah.
Because there's not even a bass note. That's why this sounds weird. Because it's actually like.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, so basically when I first heard this chorus, it felt like my brain was being hijacked by the song, and that every single new chord, as fast as they went, was like a total surprise. Like, what's happening? Until the last note of the chorus, that's when I'm like, oh, we're in a different key.
Then you really are.
Yeah.
I love the bass. It's moving so much. And also the crunchy harmony is on her vocals too.
Mm-hmm. What?
And then the addition of strings. It's been like big band, and then boom, strings back in, funk strings. Funk strings? Would you call it just pop strings? I don't know. piano.
5/6, a little planing going on. That's not jazz. That's like, okay.
And this is how we get back to the original.
Yeah, but one of the coolest things that K-pop does with the big band idiom is that it incorporates these planing chords that, like these, you know, 6, flat 6, flat 7, 1 that you hear in Mario. That's basically what the key. Kiss me damn Kiss me damn it. If people say kiss me damn it, it's like a meme.
Kiss me damn it.
But no, that 6, 7, 1 is like a very video game and like power rock oriented type of chord progression. But with K-pop, they're integrating it with a big band sound, and it's so awesome. It's so awesome. That's one of the fusion things that, you know, I just love. Go back to 1.
They play.
Oh no! Oh, they do the slow thing. Okay, so what happens is, yeah. No, they're still in the.
Wait, is this still in the chorus key?
Yes.
No.
No, keep on going. It's still in the, because this is the same. Wait.
It keeps going up.
Keep on going. Now we're in the chorus. Yeah, that was a very vague in-between area. But because it's between 1 and 4, again, it's so complicated.
Okay, so we start in a key. And then during that second half of the chorus, what do we call the second half? Or no, that's the chorus. The chorus, we go up the four related to the tonic. And we're in this area, right? We're in this area up here.
Yeah, and then a lot of planing happens during
verse,
the key.
It goes back up a little bit more, but we're not quite back to
again,
tonics,
see,
right?
that's actually new material. That has not happened in the first
Exactly.
verse.
So we're in this weird place, and then we go up even more, and we're finally
actually, technically, we're still in the chorus key, but it's like that. You know, in sonata form in a piece, like there's that area where like they prepare you.
Yeah. It's like prolonging. It's prolonging.
Yeah.
We're still in the chorus key,
exactly,
but we're prolonging something weird and new.
Exactly.
For like a few measures. I like the background.
I've never heard that. Oh, it's great.
I love the switching between cut time and half time and normal time in this song.
It almost feels like your cliche drop, but it's not.
It's so good.
Yeah, because it's not. It doesn't hit you hard. It's just a little. It takes it away a bit. Yeah, new key. See, they don't even hear it. This is the coolest part. That's so cool.
Guitar.
Oh, bridge.
And this is where we start highlighting the guitar more too.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me listen. I want to know what key this is in. I can't even. So we need to show this.
It's still chorus, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's still...
Yeah. Right there, it sounds like French horn. Like a French horn is doing the
Playing some of the mixture. It's still the chorus. Yeah, we're stuck in the chorus for the rest of the song. Yeah.
And now the brass line is different.
This is legit, guys. Don't. This is the chorus. The last chorus is nothing different in the song, but because we actually arrived at a normal way, it's the only one that sounds fully comprehensible for me.
Oh.
I mean, now that I know the song better, it's different. But at least the first few times I've listened to it, because we arrive the first 2 times in such an unconventional way, my brain is always being pulled apart. It feels like my brain is constantly being pulled apart. The last one's the only one where I'm like, we're in E major. I can actually understand this now.
Right.
Yeah.
What's still in the chorus we're talking about? So this song, it's in one key, and then it modulates to a new one, and then it has some weird tonal prolonged area. But then for the rest of it, it just stays in this. Well, no. Then it goes back down to the original key. Then it modulates back up to this new key, and then it stays in.
And then because the bridge is in the new, it's all in E major. Then the final chorus gets that E major preparation modulation, so it actually sounds like E major instead of like this B major-ized E major mixture.
Honestly, the lower vocal line is so good. No. It isn't an octave down. It's just like just listen. So listen to the main vocal melody. Listen to Yeojin's voice, and then listen a little bit lower because there's like a new line going. Well, I mean it happens during the chorus, but yeah. That's gone. Oh no. What happens?
It's so well mixed into everything.
And I love that they don't have the strings throughout the entire thing. They just come in and swell into a little. They do their thing, and then they go out, and they come in and they're like, yeah, and then they, It's,
Oh yeah, that doesn't happen after the second chorus. It's great.
So you could call this a little outro.
Yes. Every single chord in the Kiss Kiss Me Dame section, the first four, are mixture. They're all like totally don't belong in the key.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of. It's yeah. We can call it that. We'll call it that. Yeah.
All right. So my ranking for this one, it was one a lot, like for a very long time, but it's number 2 right now for me.
It's number 2 right now for me too. But 1 is Around You for her, and for me 1 is Vivid. So now you got some perspective.
Now Vivi, we have reached.
Speaking of Vivid.
Vivid.
Oh boy, this is the interesting one. We're gonna go to town.
Well, I don't dislike it.
Okay.
It doesn't just quite stick with me.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, there's definitely lots to say about specific things, but I think it's...
There's not a single weird chord in this song. Everything is so normal.
I think that's another reason why, is because the first 3 releases, I was just like...
Oh, yeah.
Usually when I listen to songs that go to places that I don't expect, I feel so alive. And so for this to come after such spicy, complex songs, I was like, okay, I'm not... It just didn't stick with me. But it's a good song. Like, there's some things to talk about.
I mean, it's not very high on my ranking too, but again, everything, I still love it. Oh, it's so good.
Good groove.
Yeah.
With the snaps. And we got that funky guitar in the background. My personal complaint with this song is da 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 da.
Stop! Yeah.
Da 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 da. You know, I mean, there's like kind of variation again, but da 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 da. Like that's.
No, I Love You is better than I Need You, guys. Don't. Let's not get into that.
I like all the sounds.
Everything is diatonic. Not a single note in her melody is not diatonic.
Right. For the past 3 ones, we were talking about, there's modal mixture, there's planing, there's modulations. None of that happens in this song.
Diatonic means that every single note she sings is within that one scale, so within the same 7 notes. Oh, there's There's always a weird word. That's a LOONA song though. I love those high synths before the drop. It just works. Like I like how this song is not cluttered. We can get into one of my least favorite songs later, but like, yeah.
Is that Egoist?
Yes, it is
Feels
Egoist.
cluttered. I love cluttered. I love cluttered. Okay, that's.
Friendships will be broken. That's the thing. As repetitive as it is, it still sounds organic for me. It still sounds like the progression of the song makes sense. Like da da da. It makes sense for it to go that high at that part of the chorus. It feels very wholesome. It's a very wholesome song. 3, a nice 3 chord. It's not 1 5 1 6 Yeah, there's a 3 chord in there. There's a little.
Yeah, not quite your typical chord progression.
Yeah. Avocado organic. I love it.
Tasty.
Both versions
Slap
of this
guitar.
song have the slap. Yeah, have the slap bass. See, like this feels. It still gives you something to look forward to, like musically. I don't know, like this.
The pre-chorus?
Yeah, the pre-chorus feels good. You know, because it has the 2 chord. There's some crunch in it. There's some ninths. So yeah, can't complain. Can't complain. This is a song where like I can't complain. I like it. Well, One and Only is like I can't complain, but I'm a little more mad towards it. That's the thin line. It does make me feel really good.
I just also feel like it just stays in.
It does.
Because there isn't much dynamics with her voice. Like, I feel like in other Luna songs, she'll definitely sing out more, but with this one, she sticks too pretty breathy and
No, see, here's the thing. Because right now I'm kind of in the react to the K mode, like, my love for the song is actually being challenged, but I know that the second I play it in my car, it's going to be the same ranking. It's now, like, alternating with the one just below it. But I know it's going to stay at the same spot once I listen to it casually. That's how my ranking works.
Oh, so your ranking is based not on an analysis, but on how much you personally
I mean, most of the time they correlate.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, I think Around You is one of the most interesting songs. Like, it's way more interesting than Vivid, but, like, you gotta incorporate that other factor in.
Yeah,
and this is, yeah.
The hits are kind of cute as we transition. Hello, Hassan.
See, this bridge does nothing special. It feels good. It's a little different. Yeah, but it's the chords are a little different. I know it's one. Dude, a good 1-1 can make your day.
I like the background harmonies at this point. That
Yeah.
ooze.
Yeah.
I love the mixing of the snaps too. Because, like, snaps can sometimes feel like, you know, but
What
this
if-
is...
I'm gonna pull out a movie reference. What if they recreate one of the dream scenes in The Big Lebowski featuring the bowling alley or like the skate rental thing and like have Vivi in there instead? Big Lebowski Vivi edition. Let's go. Oh, you can still hear the slap bass buried in there. It's great. Yeah, see, we can't say much. It's true. We can't say much about the song. Your typical second delay drop. I can't believe that's actually a cliche in K-pop. That makes me kind of sad.
I like how she holds out her voice, or holds out that
It's
one
so
note.
airy. Yeah.
And then the guitar goes...
Mm-hmm.
That was cute. Boom.
It ends on 4.
Resolve. Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't resolve.
Mm.
Wait. No, it doesn't.
Isn't it 2-1? I'm pretty
It's
sure
messing
it's
with me.
Isn't that 1?
It is 1.
Yeah, it resolves.
Oh my gosh. You see, that's the thing. Because the chorus starts on 4, 4 almost feels more resolved than 1. Weird. Oh, I know why. Should I do a piano?
Yes. Piano, let's go.
Okay. So, like, the reason the ending for me doesn't feel resolved is because they build. So, the song is here. It is good. All the chords are revolved around D major. But right before the end of the chorus, they actually make the home key a dominant 7th. Here's why. Because. So we can go back to 4 more easily. So by the time the song ends, I still hear like dominant 7th within the 1, even though it's probably not there. So it doesn't feel. It still doesn't feel resolved. It still sounds like that.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like a resolution.
For me, I'm constantly hearing tonic. So
Really?
that's because I don't
Oh.
listen to like the actual chords. I just do vocal melody. Vocal
That is also why My Melody and My Sunday are two of the best LOONA songs.
Your head is being cut off. This
That's
is very
fine.
strange.
That's even better. Getting spoopy in August. Let's go.
Okay. We ranking. It's number 11 for me.
I think it's, oh my god, second to last.
Mhm.
Again, I know people, like, you know, they caught the stream like at a later time. I have to say everything 9 and above are good. This is 8. Just because it's a little less musically interesting, but I would still totally jam to this. If you like this song, hit me up. We can have some freaking Vivi parties. Also, we can briefly talk about, do you know the other version of this song? Have you heard it?
No. I mean, I've heard every single LOONA song, but I don't listen.
It's like Every Day I Need You. It's a subtly slow disco 70s, like a Casey and the Sunshine Band sort of vibe. And it works, and there's some dun 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 dun, like your 80s brass sections going on. But you know, when the song is so diatonic and it's at a slower tempo, the low energy of it does show. So in my opinion, Every Day I Love You is better. That's my reasoning. It's a bit more high energy. There's that slow intro that transitions into like a groove. So I like it more as a song.
Okay. Moving on to Eclipse. So Kim Lip, her vocal timbre is my favorite out of all the members.
Get ready. The chat's gonna go crazy.
Yes,
it begins.
We understand that this is a very popular song, a favorite amongst a lot. But this is our opinions. Respect.
Yeah.
We respect your opinions. Please respect ours. Except I like this one more than you do.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, music video sounds.
Let's just say this is not in the top 9.
It's just me. Cause baby, I just got this feeling.
So much reverb. It's really, really creating a vibe. I love her vocals so much. That's what boosts this song for me. And then it flatlines for the rest of the song.
I agree. This is a song where the flatline really shows.
So it starts off like in this kind of like floaty area, and then once the instrumentals come in.
Again, we're gonna talk about the grandmother of synths, which is Egoist later. But like the way the song begins kind of reminds. It's just, you know, something that Umu likes better than I do. For this, it just sounds very standard. Because one of my favorite genres is like the dream pop. The Grimes, the Always.
Lunatic.
Yeah, the Lunatic. The Lunatic's a very masterful version of that. But like, there's a type of very maximalized, airy synth that just becomes so... It's like Bad Churches songs. You know, Churches that group has been thrown around a lot to describe that sort of synth sound. Like some of this just sounds like a Bad Churches song for me. Yeah. Even the percussion section, it's so bland.
Yeah, just like the synth sounds and all of the instrumentation is like the blandest we've heard so far.
Yeah, this is just like if we put it in a WAV file, this is just what it feels like. I admit Kim Lip's vocals are great, and I love this video too. But we're not talking about the video. But I love her vocals, arguably more than Hustle's and more than Vivi's. But this song, it's this song.
Still looping that percussion.
And there's some cool syncopations going on in the bass, like da da da, but they're so low, mixed in the low.
They're
so
out.
Low key, and the type of synth they used is like the most negligible synth. It's like they chose that sound so that it could blend in.
Yeah,
and I think
blends in
that
with the
doesn't
rest.
Play to the song's advantage.
Yeah, I feel like the pairing of the percussion sample sounds and the synth sounds, it just sounds so not pop. Like it popping.
Yeah, not popping. That's a good one. Popping versus poppy.
Like we do have the da da da. Or like da da da, but again, the driving synth is or the percussion sample is 1 2 3 4 1 2 3
Yeah. Ooh, geez, don't clap, don't clap.
Sorry.
I think that for the dun dun dun, I don't know why something about it seems so awkward. Da, 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 brum, brum, brum. It's like there's supposed to be an instrument solo there. It's like that one brum 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 should be louder, but it's just barely there. And I'm like, what am I supposed to be
I
listening to?
didn't even hear that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, okay, there's this part where the vocals are absent, and in every single LOONA song before that, they've used every single moment that the vocals have been absent to fill it in with some sort of interesting instrumental, a flute solo, a guitar solo.
But the thing is, like, they would answer the melody in a way that isn't repeating exactly what just happens. This one, it just
feels like, it just feels like nothing happens. And in the second verse, the similar section, she sings something, which makes this even more, almost like an eerie, uncanny valley-esque, just like, those two beats are so weird for me. Da da da, blah, blah, blah. Da 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 da, Eclipse. I mean, I think that's so strange.
Because also another time, like the definition of a pre-chorus, or like what it's supposed to do is supposed to hype you up. Like obviously this is a chill song, there isn't going to be much of a drop. Yeah. But having a descending melody and like repeating the descending melody and not like increasing in volume or anything, it's just like it just went into the chorus and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people defending their perspective on Eclipse, and I really respect that. It's awesome. And I'm not saying that, our way is like the only way, but we're trying to back it up with as much reasoning as possible, because at the end of the day, it is about taste. Yeah. And once we get to some of the more polarizing songs, we can really talk about that. But like, there's no need for hate here. This is just trying to talk about music. So, yeah.
Here, instead of the bass line being syncopated and like hitting on certain things, it just holds out.
Yeah.
Tonic.
I have to say, the melodic line is very good. It's very smooth, but I think just the overall song actually makes the melody sound bland in a way. Yeah. I like see, again, as I was saying in Every Day I Love You, I like the logic of this song. I like, it's using high notes here because it is the chorus. And I like da 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 da. It's all very jammy and very smooth, but just the instrumentals, they just stay the same place.
No dynamic contrast between sections or variation.
Yeah.
And it stays in the key, it's diatonic. Okay, now we got the bass. The bass is moving.
Yeah.
It's just the first
the bass
and then it goes.
One thing I think this speaker brings up more, that when I first heard it on my earbuds, in my short Twitter review, I talked about how it feels like it's trying to be ambient but funky at the same time, and it ends up achieving neither. It definitely sounds a little more funky now, but I still think something's missing. The instruments are just a little too passive. It could either be more active, or they could make the synths more egoist. They could make it more dreamy and give it like even more of that airy vibe. I feel like right now it's straddling the line between those two worlds, and that's the reason why I find it so mediocre and in the middle.
Okay.
But to contrast that, I'm gonna do the Kim Lip hip sway right now. This is my Kim Lip hip sway. So see, like, my brain understands why people like this song so much.
Oh yeah.
But it just doesn't.
It's an easy listen, and it's catchy too.
Yeah.
And that brought out that octave down.
Some compare it with shoegaze. It's not shoegazy enough. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. There's nothing against you. This is just me being passionate about the song. It's not me being angry about you. No.
Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're angry versus passionate.
Right. When I do my claw
He's usually
fingers.
passionate. He's usually very passionate.
Yeah. That bass fill was pretty cool. No.
And also with this melody, when we're talking about moving along, like 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, we're just sticking to the same note. Like sometimes I wish that I'd be able to get a program to like map out every single note. Well, actually, that might happen in Pro Tools. But like, and count how many times it just sticks to one note or like 3 notes of an 8-note scale.
Right, that's a very cool thing to do. Before we go on, you know, we're talking about vibes and stuff. I think two songs that like feel like better versions of Eclipse for me are Love Letter and Girls Talk. Girls Talk is a bit more funky. I compare it to the Carly Rae Jepsen's Boy Problems of K-pop. That's basically what Girls Talk is, in my opinion. But like both of those songs feel like better songs than Eclipse. Love Letter even shares that same da 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 da, but it's that was so out of tune. But like it's it's in the same vein as Eclipse, but I feel like Love Letter is a much more successful song. So
because the way it like develops it in between variation between sections and stuff.
Yeah, and Love Letter is more dream. I think just the synth it more. I think that's what it is. You know, when I listen to an airy synth sound, I want it to feel spacious. I want it to feel like I'm in like a room. This song doesn't make me feel like I'm in a room.
There's a little
this
bit more
like
tone to this, right?
It feels like I'm in a tiny little space that I'm trying to like jam within this tiny.
Do you think
space.
perhaps would they change
like
the synth or
walls.
add more reverb? Which one do you think?
Either make it more funky, or I think a little bit more reverb will help in either case.
Because I feel like there's more reverb on her voice than the actual.
That's true.
instrumentals.
That's true.
So it creates a very unique vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's actual echo in it too.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was talking about in Vivi's solo, how like the pre-chorus feels like a pre-chorus. This one has all the chords of the pre-chorus. It just doesn't. Yeah, I just don't feel it.
It feels like another verse.
Yeah, I get. See, people say this is their comfort song. This is their smooth jam song. See, I get it. It's cool, but like this is my take. Oh, Twilight. Is Twilight the Ariana Grande one? Yeah, that's a good one. But it's just a little too Ariana Grande for me. That's my opinion on Twilight. Let's move on. Grimes.
Like there's some vocal harmonies. There's some lower vocal harmonies that make the.
Oh no, the Ariana Grande one's chaotic. I'm sorry, I got it totally mixed up. I forget which one's Twilight. I'll look it up. I'll see which solo it. If I see which art, we'll keep on going.
Okay. I like her way of phrasing the.
Yeah, I like the way the melody's structured. I like just the way it's written. Again, it has that organic quality. I hate to use that word too much because I know a lot of musicians actually hate the word organic, but like
people hate that word.
Yeah, I know people were like, why do you use the word organic to describe music?
Or like fresh.
Right, exactly.
Original.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sounded a song like that.
Oh, Twilight's the B-side. Oh gosh. Okay. I like Twilight a little bit more than we talk about after the song. I'll do my little dish on Twilight afterwards. I like her dance. It's so great. It's such a simple video. This is the good section.
The bridge is great.
The bridge is pretty good.
Aju, nice.
It's Aju nice.
But even though, like, the bridge, the chords change up, and I think that's why we like it so much better, even though it's still the same percussion.
Yeah, no, it's not even the chords. The chords are different, obviously, but it's her line, da, 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 da. That is just such foreign, especially, again, for a song that, for me, is so bland throughout. When that da, 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 it's like color. It's like someone injecting my veins with rainbows.
Weird mixing.
It's a little weird. Yeah, I mean,
changing up the vocal line a little bit.
it did it.
They repeated the thing twice.
I like the melody, even when it's just the one note thing. I have to like the melody. It's well done, but it's just the rest of the song. Yeah.
Because when she's focusing on when she goes down to
it works. Yeah. Also, it will be available after the stream is over. I can still see myself standing Kim Lip once I get to know the members better. So like, the song doesn't detract from. Well, it does a little bit, but once I get to know the girls better, who knows?
Are you gonna watch the like behind the scenes stuff?
Probably, yeah. Except there are no subtitles, which is sad, but I'll probably watch it anyway. True orbit.
Okay. Anyways, this is number 10 for me.
This is number 11 for me. So second to last.
Vivi and you, we switched on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No. Vivi was 8 for you, right?
Vivi was 8.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So let's talk about Twilight real quick. B-side, I love the opening of Twilight so much because there's that piano sound that's just extra dry. It's like a little stripped down. It's like, how like the beginning of Around You was like over equalized with that wet sound? This one is so dry and so jumpy and it's so muted. I love that. It adds a character to it. But then once the song goes on, we hear the melody of the chorus. It just sounds, it's another bland song for me. Do you remember Twilight? You don't know Twilight. No, it starts off with Promise. It doesn't hit the spot. People are saying how the bridge is good. I can't quite remember the bridge. I'm sorry. I can't really talk about the bridge. But overall, Twilight did not make too much. It's one of the lower songs.
We're moving on. We already went over ranking. We're moving on to Singing in the Rain. I will say this used to be a top, but after like 100 listens, it's gone down the listen.
I understand why.
Already such a cool vibe. This
Yeah.
whole song has a cool vibe. It repeats a little bit too much within itself for me. Singing in the rain.
Oh my god, this percussion session is so
good. The percussion is
so good.
The percussion is so good. Ah!
It's like, no, because right from the beginning you get that's a big synth sound and you're like, oh, it's going to be one of those drop songs. And so when the percussion kicks in, and it is a drop song, but when the percussion kicks in, you're like, whoa, there's this energy. It's almost like an Afro funk. Yeah, it's because Afro funk is a recent genre where like the African instruments combined with like a 80s funk style. Like look up a Baby Yo Sound Machine if you're interested in that type of stuff. But yeah.
Look up Baby Yo
Sound Machine. A Baby Yo Sound Machine. IBIBIO Sound Machine. They're a great group.
Again, harmonies on the last bit of a phrase. I talked about that with songwriter Andreas Oberg. He's written quite a few K-pop songs, like 300 of them. No, he's like over 100 K-pop songs. But I talked about like why add harmonies, like because she's like da 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 da, and then
I got the reference.
Said, control. That's the only time they added harmonies, and I asked why not the whole entire thing. And if you actually look up the Art of K-pop music design on my channel, I posted that panel. He talks about how he prefers, instead of having parallel harmonies, that emphasizing the end of a phrase is much more important. Because otherwise,
I remember. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's such a good.
Which is interesting.
That's such a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why not have thicker, the whole way?
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, no, just emphasizing the end is great.
Oh, never mind. Someone said Afro funk actually originated back in the 70s. My bad. I only got into it recently, so yeah. So Afro.
My favorite part.
Oh yeah, it's great.
She's speaking fast, and then with her speaking. While she's speaking fast, so was the percussion hitting fast.
Yeah. Oh, that gap.
Well, like I mean, the percussion actually isn't that fast. It's running da da da. Isn't it like the Latin groove da da da? Wait.
I call it the Afro-funk groove. It's
Afro-funk? Da 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 da. And
Yeah.
when she da 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 da, when that lines up with like the offset, percussion, it's just
It's one of those things where the
so good.
percussion could so easily be mixed in a way that's is not as active, but they
could do like the downbeat.
yeah.
Da da.
I can imagine
da,
the
da,
no.
da, 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 da. It could have done
It-
that. It could have
Oh,
done
we're
that.
going different
No.
directions.
Oh.
Yeah, you finish it.
But like a typical pre-chorus percussion is like it could have done da 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 da.
Yeah, a song that totally unrelated that I think about is like ooh ah da 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 da. That's like your very typical like I mean like ooh ah is my favorite Twice song, but it's got that very straight build up percussion.
But it feels like there's so much more happening with this.
That's so you went that direction. What I was saying is that I could just see all the remasterers, the mixers, the producers like in a room trying to get that perfect balance between active, vibrant percussion and Jinso's solo voice actually coming out. And I think they picked the take that was the perfect one. I can see them having hundreds of different copies of this song, just trying to get that mix right. And I think they got the balance perfectly.
Right. And sorry for pausing so much. We just have a lot to say.
Yeah.
So there won't be any pausing.
Yeah, this is not a reaction. This is actually like we've listened to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are talking about this as the song goes on. So the speaker's so good. It's like an extra bridge. You expect
you expect it to go straight into the chorus, but then this is.
And a lot of songs they have the low key section first, and then the active percussion build up, and then the drop. This one, it leaves the soft section like just before. It's so cool. It's a roller coaster ride. Let's go. There's the. But it works. Yeah, there's your Twice. Oh, the clucks. Hereditary?
The reason why this song isn't re-listenable like a million times for me is because the chorus is just singing in the rain.
Okay.
Singing in the rain. Singing in the rain. Like,
Singing
I like more
in the rain.
Well, yeah. But like, it was a recent discussion. Oh, it might have been like a reaction or review that I watched recently. Someone was talking about they prefer more lyrics.
Hereditary reference, someone got it, okay.
More lyrics during the chorus, like more melody happening. This is definitely like supposed to be like more of a chill drop and like let the synths go. But that's why
I don't think it's chill. I think
Really?
it makes me go. It's not hard in the percussion, but the way the synths just go wah wah wah, that's so great.
That's why like the high point of this song is the pre-chorus.
Really?
Pre-chorus? Would you call that like maybe a transition? Because it's
the first pre-chorus, first out of two pre-choruses.
But it doesn't happen the second time. It only happens after the bridge, right? This only happens twice in the song, and I always look forward to it.
Yes.
So I think it might be a transition, and then
I agree.
Yeah.
I like this song. I think, and the fact is, we'll talk about later on, but the second drop is totally different from the first. Mm-hmm. And I love that. Yeah, oh god. Yep.
And
Okay.
those like the higher harmonies, it's so cute. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Wait, oh my god. Wait, I forgot what I was gonna say. Keep on going. Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. So, because in American pop music, the drop is such an oversaturated gimmick and an overused gimmick that I feel like it's easy for Singing in the Rain to be on the lower side of people's lists because drop songs are so common. But for me, man, this song just beats everything. It's just one of the best drops. That's why I also like 17's Thanks so much. that's a drop song that I think works, and it's better than like the majority of all the American mainstream drop songs. So for me, yeah, the drop is overused, but I will not take away a song if it used a drop correctly and artfully. So yeah. I can't do the clucking. Hereditary.
I actually don't like the vocal layering in that part.
Really?
Because she's going da 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 da. It's like more speaking than rapping, but then she has da 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 da.
I'm neutral about it. It's fine.
It just doesn't feel like a rap because of the vocal layering to me.
I see.
It just feels more speaky, and like I feel like they're trying to make this section hit harder with the effects on the vocals. But I feel like she can put enough attitude into it if like her A&R, maybe it was like the A&R person's choice to have this effect on her voice, but like it's same with Egoist, like they put the exact same effect on her rap.
Oh.
And I feel like just her voice plainly rapping. I don't know, like I haven't heard. Did she rap in Favorite like without an effect? Maybe. But like without an effect, I'm curious to see what her rapping would sound like or speak talking thing without effects. I'm very curious to hear that. Different. We've got da, 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 da. I can't tell if it was harp or piano.
It's something.
It's synth.
Oh my god, this is so good. It's so good. Syncopation. Easiest way to describe syncopation is this section where the singing in the rain is all in the offbeats. Rain. Yeah.
Sing
in the rain.
Oh, we should when we go over rhythm, we can use this song for the syncopation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the second drop is so good. Yeah. Yeah. See, this is what makes the drops hard hitting without being just crazy percussion. I think, yeah, just the inventiveness of it all makes me go so hard.
Oh.
Oh god, that sounded really weird. Let's just move on. Maybe.
This kind of
yeah,
hard.
exactly.
Of course, the hihi is new. Bridge. Oh, just kidding.
Singing
Transition.
the bridge.
Almost bridge. Yeah, and the.
Oh yeah, see, no. I feel like as the solos came out, they started using English samples more and more.
I mean, it is written by, I believe, American producers. I read an interview on it. I think they also did SNSD, some of the more recent SNSD. They might have done Holiday.
Okay.
Holiday.
Okay.
They did that.
The weird thing is 90% of the English samples I totally buy. Like, I usually hate English samples, especially in K-pop songs. I think they're so gimmicky, but it works here.
Okay.
And, like, all of LOONA's, basically.
Again, lower vocal harmony is nice. Okay, bridge. And the
I've been thinking ASMR Kevin.
the
Speaking of ASMR, Love Cherry Motion. Love Cherry Motion. I'm sorry.
Let me talk.
Okay.
The synth during the bridge totally fits like the more watery vibe that goes on in the music video at this part. Yeah, the
Oh yeah. It's great.
Transition.
There's
one is transition.
Oh yeah.
This only happens twice.
Yeah. There's also a half diminished chord stuck in there. It's great. Oh yeah. The bridge.
And it skips the quiet part that happened the first
Well, this
time.
is the quiet, but the melody is the quiet part.
Oh, right, never mind.
But it adds the beat. Oh, it's no, it's not. See, but that's how good song is.
So I think our summary is the form is weird.
Yeah, exactly.
but it's so repetitive. It's like the form is weird, but it's also repetitive.
I don't. Maybe it's because I listen. Yeah, I get.
Listen to it 100 more times and then
Okay, sure.
tell me what you
sure.
think of it.
It's always that first two beats. Yeah, it's the first two beats of the drop that varies every time, and it's so good. Oh. Can't get enough. So good. The ending, I don't even know what chord that is, but like it's. I mean, I know a chord, but I don't know the relation.
What is those the lower vocal harmonies?
Oh, it's a major 2, which is like, yeah. Music Trainer or Megan Trainor, stop.
What? No. Yeah, I can't even sing that low. I don't
Do
think.
Cherry XCX? Yes, absolutely. Listen to Charlie XCX's 2017 project. Go.
Okay, but even the chords in this song don't change that much.
Yeah, they don't.
So even when I listen to the synths, I get tired of the synths too with this song.
Okay, that's hey.
About how many times have you heard this song?
Not as much as you. Let's just put it not nearly. But I don't think you'll get old.
This used to be top 5 for me. Now it is 9.
9. Okay. But you still appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It is 5 for me. It starts off the top 5 list. But you already know the 2 of the. You already know 3 of the top 5s. So what's the last? Yeah, Vivid, Kiss Later, Around You, Singing in the Rain. What could the last one be? Gee.
I don't know. We ready for Love Cherry Motion?
I wonder.
Ready?
Yes. I love that. It's so well mixed.
Okay, so
it gives
after
me them tingles.
you know that Katy Perry song like American
California
Girls? Ever since Uni pointed out that this section sounds like California Girls, I can't enjoy it as much.
Really?
Even though there's some modal mixture that doesn't exist in that song, I'm like,
I like Teenage Dream as an album, so that almost makes me enjoy it more. The instrumentation, yeah.
I love that hit on the bass guitar. Slap guitar.
You make me feel like I'm. Oh my god, it is. My mind.
You're welcome. That like the slap bass just bunda. That's it. And then bunda.
I've never noticed that. But
Wait.
Wait, keep on. Yeah. Let me listen to it. Oh yeah. Gotta love that.
And
the
then
way you hummed it was so obscure. You're like, I'm like
on that part, where like, oh yeah. Wait.
I think it's more teenage. I think I hear it. No, I was listening. I think I hear it.
Okay.
Also, no, I think it sounds closer to Teenage Dream than California Girls. I wasn't getting them mixed up. Oh yeah. I guess they're all the same. No, I know, guys. I know. Okay.
This is the modal mixture part that just.
It's a major 7th. It's almost modal mixture.
Oh, almost.
But
the
yeah.
weirder,
No, exactly.
weirder harmonic.
That's the
moving
effect.
part. Yeah. That second chord.
That's all cool stuff. That's all. Yeah. That's the mixture. That's crazy mixture right there.
I mean, it just goes so chill. It kind of goes where you expect it to go. So then when the thing happens, you're like.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. I mean, obviously, like the moment I heard this song has a reputation. I already knew that the song's gonna be something special just from the way people were talking about it, even before I started this marathon.
Well, you also listened to it once before with me.
Oh really?
Like
I
last year.
totally forgot.
Before KCON LA, we marathoned all LOONA songs in the car.
Right. I remember. No, I remember Lunatic, and I think I remember some of the stuff, but
Okay.
I didn't remember this. But here's the thing. I think the song would still be one of the top 5 songs, even without the thing.
Oh, for me,
It fits everything. This is why I like Girlfront more than Oddfront, because of that synth pop, that upbeat like thing. When it's done well, I can't resist that. That's why Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotions. By the way, today is Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotions 3-year anniversary. Go listen to that album.
And I also love, like, she goes, da 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 da, and then the octave comes in.
Well, what makes it work is she's always saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but the 1 is sharp. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What? Sorry,
Yeah, and then the chord changes into like a, let's go classical, a 5 of 2. It's an F major. It's an F major. Yeah.
Again, lower harmonies.
Cherry Rae Jepsen.
And then, like, also that part, love, cherry motion, da 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 da. The background instrumentals, like, match her melody.
I'm gonna show this comment. YouTube's dumb. I'm sorry, I'm not reacting to this, but like someone's great comment just got like blurred by YouTube, and I wanted to show it. So.
Okay, so that.
So the
part,
first time it happens, what was the impact? You know, because the second time is
it's
when
even better. It
just
It goes Phrygian.
Yeah, this almost feels cliche, but it's just weird enough that like.
I mean, the first time I heard it, I jumped out of my chair
Oh,
and like
really?
almost broke my computer.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's so
I was
funny.
really surprised
Uh-huh.
because I was getting like okay, the song is not quite like I really like the
Aw.
pre-chorus. I like ooh, I really like that, but then like I'm like okay,
Yeah, no,
okay,
it's
all
such a
right.
jam already.
But then once that happened, I was like, I did not expect.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
At all.
And the combined with the ASMR whispering, it makes it work so well. And then it just comes back. It just comes back. And the music video is so good.
I love that like
Yeah.
the like is it like just chromatic scale down?
It might even be quarter tones. I'm not even sure if it's chromatic. It's something that's almost out of the traditional chromatic scale.
Yeah, so they're already adding in new sounds to make the second verse vary with the first. And actually, when Uni first heard this, he was saying that the LOONA and their second verses, because they keep changing up the second verse.
Point.
Yeah.
It's a very good point. Our mutual friend Lazy Acedia is actually underwhelmed by these drops.
Yeah.
Instrumentally.
Uh-huh.
Which is really interesting because I feel like the fact that it's subtle makes it work better. It's just all of a sudden you hear more, there's like a buzz, you know, when it happens. And I think because the volume stays the same, there's like a weird it's like the same thing as Eclipse, but it works here because everything else about the sound changes, but the level is still the same.
Yeah, but that's a problem for me after listening to it 100 times.
Okay.
Because the first time, you know, it's shocking. The first few times, you know it's coming. But then now that I'm starting to notice like the same dynamic level, I'm like, I can't really go as hard as I used to.
I can go. I can still go.
You can
as
still
hard.
go.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I really like about the song is, and my Sunday and my melody do a similar thing, and it's actually in the same key as this, but they're both. You're not sure if it's an A flat or an F minor, because those are relatively related keys.
Relative.
Yeah, I think the song is in. Both songs are technically an A flat.
I think I think they're an A flat major, and then during the drop goes.
It's not even the drop. It's even in this section. They use so many of like C minor, F minor that you're in between major and minor, even in the chirpy and happy sections, which gives a nice dimension.
And so that section is much shorter this time.
It's much shorter, and they get to that crazy mixture chord earlier, which is awesome. Does that just take a moment?
Boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, clap. Oh.
Yep.
And this part is interesting because the harmonies started, like, before I was talking about how harmonies end a phrase, they're beginning the phrase this time. So, tasteful use of vocal harmonies.
Isn't it?
The best drop. Here we go. Let's talk about Phrygian, shall we?
It's more than Phrygian.
Is it the
It's Phrygian
Mexican
plus
Phrygian?
like sharp 3.
Spanish? Yeah, yes, we call it Spanish Phrygian.
I looked up the I looked up the name of this scale because it's the exact same scale that Boombayah uses.
Well, yeah. Is there like an official term?
Apparently, it's called like a gypsy scale.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because like songwriters call it other things.
Yeah. Right. No. Yeah. No. The
Flat
first.
2 Mixolydian was.
Flat 2. It kind of. I mean, the problem with flat 2 Mixolydian deals with the 7th.
Yeah.
And usually when they do this type of sections, like in Boombayah, it just does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't go to the 6, 7. So we don't know if it's Mixolydian. It's F, G flat. Oh my God, it's so out of tune.
That's so bad.
And then regular 3 or like D. Yeah.
Instead of.
Yeah. That's regular Phrygian. Dee da dee da da.
Yeah.
YouTube's blocking everything. Jeez. So okay, guys, let me just clarify. Every time you type gibberish, for some reason YouTube blocks it. So like, if you want your comment to be shown, like I can't. Yeah, exactly. I can't show, unblock everything like by hand. It's a little. It detracts from the review. So like, try to type as little gibberish as possible. YouTube sucks, but you'll have to deal with it.
Yeah, someone called it dominant, Phrygian dominant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that. Okay.
I don't hear the he.
Well, okay, we're doing it.
What's the he? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Then it continues into the bridge. Yeah.
I love it. It extends it. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then we're back. Oh, it's the same bridge. It's so good. Oh.
And then sparse texture.
Yeah.
I love. Oh wait. The vocal melody it was like, and then it went unison. It started in thirds, and then it like went to unison, and then back to harmonies. It's always tasteful when you change up your harmonies instead of having it
Simon and
parallel all the way.
Garfunkel.
Yes,
That's
and
like-
Indigo
yeah.
Girls. Oh, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, except they have like 4 people, so they do legit chords. Spicy. Okay, this is number 6 for me.
Number 3 for me. That's my top 5. Are you ready? We're revealing top 5 for me right now. So
Okay.
number 5, Singing in the Rain. Number 4, Around You. Number 3, Love Cherry Motion. Number 2, Kiss Later. And number 1, Vivid.
For me, number 5,
Oh,
we haven't reviewed yet. Number
Okay,
4,
there you go.
we haven't reviewed yet. Number 3, Vivid. Number 2, Kiss Later. Number 1, Around You.
Around Around You. The fact that Around You is number 1, that just makes. I just appreciate.
I just
that
like
so
I want to
much.
cry whenever I know that I'm passionate about a song if I want to cry because I love it so much. And Around You makes me want to cry. So, yeah.
Oh, are we on new?
Now we're on new.
Oh boy.
This
here we
has
go.
grown on me so much.
Interesting.
There's like some sections.
I'll report.
This okay, so you know how people are saying like
Hyunjin Ray Jepsen. Stop, guys. Hyunjin Ray Jepsen.
Eclipse is their chill song. Well, New is my chill song.
New is my chill song too.
But it's lower on your list than mine.
I'm way lower, probably.
Okay. So this is gonna be another one of those songs where we can't talk much about it because it does mostly stay within the key.
It does mostly stay within the key, yeah.
But there's something about the vibe that I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, Stoner Emma! Stoner Emma! Big Lebowski Emma edition. That reference comes back. Yeah. Right from the beginning.
I love her voice. This is another song that flatlines, even at its peak. It's just same dynamics the entire time.
What it does? Well, we'll get to the chorus first before we talk about it. If New is 12 for Kevin, I'm gonna die. Oh, shh.
Now we're adding it. So before we had this muffled, like off syncopated line, and now we have like this bass drum come in. Well, fake bass drum come in and match that. And so
Yves Saint Maria, stop! Keep on going. They're making these puns.
And I love the doubling because she's singing in unison with herself, not octaves, not harmonies, but unison.
The melody's great. A little.
All my life, work, work, work. All my life, work, work, work. It's those vocals, like you said in your Twitter review, the oi, oi, ois, or work, 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 and oh, I, whatever they're saying. Those make the song better for me.
Incredibly better.
Especially the effects on them too.
It's the same type of vocals we hear in the backing of Vivid and in like Day 6's Warning, but every time I hear those, I'm still like, this is not my favorite kind of backing vocal. Here, it couldn't be any other way. This is the only time where I hear.
Are they saying bite, bite, bite?
Really?
Are they?
Bite, bite,
because
bite.
of Apple.
Oh, damn! It's about sin.
Bite,
it's about
bite,
sin. I don't know what that was.
Okay. Because Adam and Eve.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And the music video. This is one of my favorite LOONA music videos. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But
Choo is my favorite music video.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen the music video?
No, a lot of the music videos I haven't seen yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, like
I feel like your I wonder if it'll change based on music video.
probably.
Okay. I love in the third chorus when I don't know, like when she does it. Because like the bite, bite, bite
There's some.
is the same exact as
It
the
feels like
instrumentals.
if we're talking ASMR, it feels like somebody lightly scraping around my ear. There's just that
You mean
extra.
the bite, bite, bite.
Yeah, the bite, bite, bite. There's that extra little like sandpaper, grainy quality. Not sandpaper. Sandpaper is disgusting, but a little grainy quality.
Like
that
velvet.
Just, yeah, it feels so comfortable.
Someone's rubbing velvet
Yeah.
against my ears.
I mean, come on, let's go.
I love the chord progression too. There's something so comforting about the chord progression. Like nothing complex at all, but it just melts my heart.
It's a pretty good chord progression. 1, 4, 2, 1.
Ticka 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 ticka.
No, it's very full.
And also, I love how like da 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 da, and then the percussion is wait da da da. So she hits, and then
syncopation.
It's syncopation with the instrumentals.
Which is, it's brilliant because that beat is the same one as the bite, bite, bite.
I mean, this repeats throughout the entire song. But I love it.
It's such a good rhythm.
But like that's one low synth, but there is another low synth on top or below on top.
Oh,
of that.
that's why.
So it's like there's the chord progression and then there's the low synth da da da.
Mhm.
So they move sometimes at different times, which creates like a okay.
Yeah, you know how you're saying the song is also like samey dynamic wise? I think what this song, like one of the more technical reasons it does it better than Eclipse is because it feels like there's this entire thing that it hides from you until the chorus, and when it comes in, it's like half your ears have been open. It's like
The bite.
yeah, the bite. You're like, okay, I understand what the song is, and then the bite comes like a revelation. It's like, oh, this is actually the sphere that we're working with. It just feels like, you know, we're living. It's like I don't know. It's like we're suddenly in a different part of the world, but it's the same world. That's the best way I can put it. NSYNC could never.
Higher synths. And then the bridge keeps same instrumentation. That's why it's flatlining.
It's fine.
That's why I couldn't react to it the first time I listened to it because I was like, wow, and like not much variation, not much was changing, no peak really. But I've just grown to love it so much.
The same rhythm is played by different synths here. I love it. There's still layers. Oh, you know the song better than I do. I can't, yeah.
Always on my mind.
Oh, I like it, yeah.
But like, they didn't add anything in the third chorus other than like that one high note. But she gently touched on it. Like she didn't belt it out. Like there's like her soul has dynamics in her voice, and this is just
yeah. I like it. It fits the vibe.
Always on my life, all my life, all my life. Yeah. Outro.
It's a great outro.
Yeah, I love it. That's my number 5.
That's my,
That's up there
oh
for
boy,
me.
here we go. So again, everything 9 and above, I love. This is 9. And maybe because I'm at that first stage of, you know, just getting to know the song, maybe, you know, you ask me in 3 months, maybe my ranking would change. See, right now, I'm like, no, there's no way they would change. But it probably will change.
Oh my god, my lineup changed so much.
That's so interesting. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, so very vibey. I love it. I will never skip this song if it comes up. And again, scraping ear. Come on, give it to me. But
attack my heart. You attack my heart.
oh, where was it moving?
Oh,
Okay.
are we?
No, there's nothing else.
Okay.
No.
So with You Heart Attack, I felt like the first few seconds, I thought it was gonna end up way weirder.
Really?
Than the song ended up being. Like it's still quirky in its own ways, but since my expectation was like with the autotune,
No, that just reminds me of like an urban hip hop vibe, almost like a, you know, like what is it? Crazy right now. It's got that urban pop vibe. I was just like, oh, it's gonna be an urban pop song. Yeah, very different.
Yeah, so our expectations are very different. Because like I guess I have very limited expectations, if that makes any sense. Because I don't listen to a lot of pop of other genres. So it's very much okay. This is where I personally like, based on personal taste and based on what I've heard in other K-pop songs. That's where I thought it was going.
Cool. No video this time. Sorry.
Because already music or video game sounds.
Yeah, but it's also pure octave jumps. It's pretty high.
But then again, like this song has grown on me ever since I saw like the music video.
Oh really?
And for me, the music video also in its quirkiness and energy over what's it called? Like overwhelmed me more than the music did. So like when I actually reacted to it, I started out super excited, and then the energy got lower and lower.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Because I was just like, well, I really like this music video, but I can't comment on it. I have to do the music, you know, that type of
We're not are the musicians reacting to this? Oh, okay.
You said no to it the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Damn, see, the samples are coming in. Whitney Houston, stop! Oh my gosh.
We have this tonic prolongation in the bass hits at the bottom. But chords.
Oh my god, I love that. It's, yeah. Oh, it's so good. I love this chord progression. I think it's fantastic. It's almost classical. It's so idiomatic. Now it's not classical. Now it's more romantic, maybe. Oh, yeah. Power up.
Yeah, and now with this verse, instead of the boom, 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 we have boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
bass actually
yeah.
starts to move around.
It's too subtle. You're right. The energy kind of just stays the same. That's for sure. But I still love it.
We've got this piano that stays throughout the entire chorus too.
Na, 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 na. And her voice takes a little while to match it. It's like it starts half step lower.
Oh, yeah, her slide.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for slides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her vocals. It's great. This is such a cliche moment in general, but like at this point of the song, I'm like, give it to me. Just give it to me.
Oh.
I want it. Yeah, I think it's great. It just makes it more hype.
This part, yeah, you can hear the chords better.
Mhm.
But why'd she have to take the same exact melody? I know they changed up the instrumentation and stuff, but bridge is supposed to contrast and have new
I
melodic
like it.
material. But they didn't. Nothing's new.
It's like the opposite of Singing in the Rain. They do the same bridge, but like they make it hype the last time.
because of the modulation.
Modulation, Singing in the Rain?
No, this modulates.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Did you hear that?
Yes. I love that synth sound. It's so good. It's like when you hear harmonics on the chords.
You modulate it.
You started in the wrong spot. I love
Sorry,
it.
Yeah, choose vocals.
It's great. Yeah, I gotta see that music video.
This is the first time she's actually singing over the chord progression, like the actual chord progression. Because before it was just like synths doing the da 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 da, and then this time there's actual vocals.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, Chu and Kim Lip have my favorite vocal timbres.
Rosie's amazing. Seesaw's not good.
Okay, rankings. This is 8 for me.
This is 7, right? Yes, this is 7 for me. Nice.
Okay, we're coming upon the songs that will extremely disagree.
1.
Are
Oh
we-
yeah.
are we-
How many more do we have?
2.
Okay, yeah. These last 2 are all below 9.
One of them is number 4 and one of them is number 12. Which one?
One of them's number 10 and one of them's number 12.
Oh my god, okay. Let's go.
Just like Girls' Night Out.
Have you seen the music video for the for One and Only?
No. Or should we watch it? I feel like it'll detract.
Oh yeah, and I was talking about earlier with Kevin how I love that you can't really tell. I'm like 90% sure there's no auto-tune whatsoever on any LOONA song. So it's really, like, there might be effects, like different filters or plugins, but I don't hear Melodyne. They might, like, tastefully use Melodyne, but, like, with...
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's slightly out of tune.
Yeah.
But it adds organic feeling.
Well, Hustle's voice wouldn't be the same in Let Me In if they add, like... Yeah, it's what gives it... Because it changes the quality of your sound, too. Yeah, so all the LOONA songs, again, sound real and organic because we don't have that pop mixing with auto-tune and pitch correction. See, it starts off, I'm like, yeah! Yeah! And then it doesn't. It doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. One and only. Like the melody is, if you think about the intervals it uses, it's so in the middle. It's just in the middle. It doesn't go anywhere. That's the best way to put it. It doesn't make any sense, but it's like in the middle. Yeah. Yeah, and again, we're not critiquing her as a person, but more the people who wrote the music. But I just don't like this melody. I like some of the mixing tricks, so look at the panning and the effects on her voice, because her voice is so unique and so distinctive. Mixing is still good. But I just can't stand the melody. I can't do it. I like the verse. It's pretty good. Right. This happens. Yeah, exactly. This is pretty cool. Like, it's fine. But like, it's not something I'm really crazy about at all. Okay, I know what it is. Because in the previous section, the da 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 da, they've already sketched out the 3 notes of one and only so many times that by the time they use one and only, it feels like nothing new is happening. Yeah, so again, if I had a program to map out how many times they reuse these 3 notes, this song is basically just... This is actually a similar criticism I have about the verse in Boom Boom. Remember when we did the... 17 Boom Boom? No. Momoland Boom Boom. Okay. Where, like, I think the chorus is damn good, but, like, the verse, it feels like they're just trying the same notes again and again, and it feels almost, like, randomized. I also have that problem with TT and Likey sometimes. Like, parts of it just feels like they're using just the same notes. It's like they're just putting it in a different order. It doesn't feel like there's any progression. Yeah, stagnant is what someone used, but someone said it's supposed to feel creepy. Yeah, but you can be creepy by like using modal mixture. Creepy. The way it's mixed, it feels creepy, but the way the melody is written, even though it repeats the same time over and over and over, it's like gay self-love, so comforting. I feel like they tried to go for creepy, but it just didn't go quite there. I feel like if they added more chromaticism, it would have been more creepy. The chromaticism existed in the right before the chorus. It gets so airy. I like it, but it's one of those things where the harmonies could have been a bit more obvious. It kind of trivializes itself. It fades away as the harmonies get a little weird, but you're just like, oh, and then the chorus is just... Random Got7 reference. That's the chorus, the dance. I do like that. I like that part. I like that, but no, I like how right before the second verse starts, there's like that 2 extra measures of stuff that's like, doesn't quite belong anywhere. That's kind of good. That's LOONA and their transitions. My number 1 was not Let Me In. My number 1 was Vivid. Let Me In was 6. And also the harmonies are
I feel like they added 7th in there. I feel like it was a little bit crunchy. Like the more
Crunchy. No, everyone's been saying crunchy whenever it comes to Go On. I think it's like some sort of meme or some sort of behind the scenes
Is
thing.
it?
Yeah.
Because apples and XX.
That's. The chords here are all really cool, but they're. I do like Love Letter. The initial drop is really cool. It's like we're back to the ground, but then it just stays the same. But then I'm just like no.
And I think I mentioned this in my reaction. The kind of almost not more.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that.
That's kind of cool.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah. But see,
I feel like this is almost too my one and to be creepy.
Yeah, but it's not creepy at all for me. But I can see a lesser girl group having this as their best song. It's possible, but because this is LOONA, I feel like their bar is so high, and they set it so high at the beginning. That's the reason why we're critical of this. I still think it's a fine song. It's fine. It has quite a few interesting things going on with it, and I feel like if any girl group can create a song that's like this, that's pretty good. But
you mean like the composers, the songwriters?
Well, yeah, for the group, yeah. But like
Yeah. Bridge, copy pasting, synth sounds, copy pasting, the percussion again. We're flatlining, even though we're changing the chords. And
Jeez, that's savage.
Well, I mean, that's same with New and Eclipse.
Oh, I like this video. Doesn't fit the vibe of the song much, but ooh. That high note did not feel that satisfying. She sounded like she was straining a bit.
I like her voice in the slightly lower register.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the synths are really cool. Yeah, by this point, I'm like, okay. By this point, I'm just tired of this song. Yeah, she's a rapper anyway. That's a good point.
Her voice is so unique, though. Mm-hmm. So this is my number 12.
This is my number. Oh my god! This is the last place. This is my number 10.
It's just because, like, we talk about would you skip or play, and this is the only LOONA song that I would skip.
This is the one where I'm right in the middle, where I'm like, would I skip it? Would I play it? I'm probably might skip it. Mm-hmm. I might skip it when the last chorus comes up. Let's just put it that way. I'll skip it halfway.
Okay, my favorite and your not so favorite.
Oh my god.
Are we ready?
Jeez.
First of all, love the pulsing piano.
Can't do the pulsing piano.
And then we have this light little...
Okay, before we even continue, did you see my Twitter review for this?
Yeah.
Listening to this song feels like I'm staring at the sun and I'm being baked.
I love it.
It's so everything's like teeter towards the high frequencies that like I've tried getting into it. I've tried listening to this in broad daylight. I've actually experimented with this. I've tried listening to it while driving at night, but it never fit the mood. And I'm like when it starts, I kind of get in the atmosphere, but it's just so high frequency in that area that I just get overexposed. I just feel like I'm about to get sunburned. It's a really weird feeling, and I praise the song for going this far with it. So like the people who love Egoist definitely would love it, but for me, it's like that. Yeah, it's like I feel like I don't know. Is this a good comparison? The recent Slow Dive album kind of had that feeling where everything's just so up and exposed that I just can't listen to it.
Okay, so is this your skippable one?
This is definitely a skippable one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There's just so many things that I like to point out that I like being sunburned, I guess. That's the difference between us. And also, 7th chords.
No, there are good sunburns. There are a lot of... I like the entirety of Grimes' Art Angels, and there are a lot of songs that make me feel sunburned, but not to the level of this. Rosie's great, though. Rosie's a good sunburn. Yeah.
And she sings so low. Da 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 da.
But even the percussion
Da da
here,
da da da. Da 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 da.
it's true. I love it. But even the percussion here, because there's that lack of bass, even the bass is high. Everything just feels like I'm on top of a cloud staring into the sun.
Oh, sorry, I can't clap.
Jesus.
Sorry for destroying your ears. Okay, yeah. So I feel like One and Only would be more effectively creepy if she sang lower, because I feel like this is more effectively creepy because she sings low.
I mean, it's also just the speed of, because at the beginning of those, she had da 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 da. Those notes are actually just one half step from her lowest note, but it's just so breezy that you can't get creepy with it.
Okay.
It's
Slower.
da 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 da, but that wouldn't fit the vibe of the song. It's just the song. Yeah. Oh my God. Can we turn it down one notch?
Crunchy chords.
Again, this is like a bad churches song. It's a churches song that goes to churches.
And there's so many different percussion sounds. Like that one, clap clap.
Loona's percussion section is always amazing.
So good.
My favorite percussion section probably is Girls Talk. So for all the Girls Talk lovers, there's cowbell, there's everything. It's so good. It's well
Singing
panned.
in the Rain is my favorite.
Really? That's pretty damn good too. Girls Talk is where it's at.
And then we've got this white noise transition as she starts singing much higher in her register. And also there's harmonies too.
Catch me outside, how about that? The melody's still good. I like the melody. And I like it. I don't love it.
New synth,
Yeah,
keep
like
introducing new things.
like the melody is good, but if we're comparing it with like another track that I don't like as much, Eclipse, I think Eclipse's melody is better.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's
And now as we're getting to the chorus,
my melody for the win.
Those who have seen my personal reaction to this song already know, but the pickup is weird. Did 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah.
It's strange. It just like goes, it shoots instead of shooting into DMs, it just shoots into the chorus.
Rosie's amazing. A little off.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. The effect. And I love the
I
hit.
do like the synth break. I mean, I like the where it's placed. The hits too much for me. It's just so over the top that I'm just like, I can't feel anything. It's like numb. No, that's it. The song is numbing for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Whistling's pretty cool.
Damn it, you can't hear it on this speaker. But I noticed the other day for the first time is that there's background harmonies going.
Really?
It makes it so much more ethereal, and I think it just adds so much more. Like discovering it made me like the song even more. Like this was Eve knew was 4, and this was 5, and it made it 4.
Cool.
Oops, I spoiled the ranking.
That's fine. We're talking about it. Oh no, here it comes.
No.
Oh no, okay.
And this is the most successful creepy section, I feel.
Yeah, I like the way the vocals are toned down, but again, because everything is so up on the high frequencies, okay. I do like the sound when it's not done to this degree. Let me recommend you an album if you like Egoist. It's an album from this year. There's a group of 2 girls called Let's Eat Grandma. And I've talked about this a lot on Twitter. Their album is one of my favorites of the year. Listen to Let's Eat Grandma's new album. I forgot the name. It's blanking on me. Yeah, they're called Let's Eat Grandma. But it's like churches but great. And then occasionally they have like a weird rock track. It's amazing. But listen to Let's Eat Grandma. I'll look up the album name as we continue, but
it's because they bring back the vocals and it's about the same level.
I'm all ears. Yes, I'm all ears. Listen to that. It's so good.
But the vocals are about the same level as the rest of the track, and then there's so much reverb and so much doubling on the vocal melody. That's what helps create this this vibe. dun, we have that hit that we had in the chorus, but it's so much more low key and also syncopated. Never mind, didn't happen.
I mean, see. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yes.
I was already numb enough, and then that happens, and I'm just. It's like I'm imploding. That's what it feels like. It's like I'm like getting small. I'm shriveling as the song goes on. No. See, that's the thing. I love that it goes this far, but it's just not my cup of tea. It's the opposite of my cup of tea. It's a really tough thing because I really respect the song. I just can't listen to it. Yeah.
For me, it just because it explodes, and it's at such a weird. You'd expect this to come at the climax, right, of the song, like during the bridge or right after the bridge. But no, it happens so suddenly and right after such a like brought back eerie, creepy section. And so, like again, this is another song where its form is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I like the form. I like the rhythm change. It's all good. I feel like, see, if we just tone down a bit of that sunbaked quality, I really love a lot of the hidden instruments. I like the whistle line. I like a lot of the hidden lower the bassier stuff. Except none of it sounds really bassy because it's all.
Okay. And then changing up the instrumental for Jinsoul's rap. Do do do. Do 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 do. And especially since like the actual percussion hits are have a tone. Do do do. Do do do. Except it's like detuned as it goes along. Do do do.
Yeah. No, Egoist is chaotic, evil, ethereal. Go on. Oh, yeah, I love the rhythms here. It's cool.
But what's funny is that the backtrack is more syncopated than the line because she's going da 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 like a little bit swung. But she's mostly doing running eighth notes, and then it's da da da.
Yeah, there's that half swing quality to it. I really like it.
It's very chill. And like I feel like they added it in there to tie it to the rest of the song, but I feel like it's so out of place.
What if it's Goo Goo Dolls the boots? No,
I mean or AOA's something. Like a few girl group releases have that.
Yeah, they have that. And it's that same it's all in minor and yeah.
And this is actually one of the rare occasions where I really like the trap percussion.
Really? Yeah, the trap doesn't bother me
because it isn't in your face. It's back in the mix.
If we're talking trap, let me just go on a little spiel real quick. The reason I like Girl Front more than Odd Front is because Odd Front is trappy. So
the AOA, Bangle, Goo Goo Down the Boots, and this song all have the similar, or like a slightly different, but
I can't whistle, believe it or not. Yeah.
And then this is
too similar.
It's very, very similar, yeah.
It does sound trap. Yeah, I never noticed the trap until now.
Oh, tick tick tick. It just sounds like they like waterfall that synth. They're like a slow trickle, and then they it like trickled in, and then it went. I'll play it again so you guys.
Yeah, right. I didn't quite hear it. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's fantastic.
It like goes da 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 digga 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 digga. Something like that. Or like da da da.
It reminds me of those piano
digga.
glissandos in the B-side from Love and Live album.
Hey guys, his phone screensaver is
Heejin.
Heejin.
Fairy Tale. Yeah, it reminds me of Fairy Tale where you just do a scale. It's great.
And yeah, we're back to like the throbbing.
I think the bridge is not good. I think the bridge is so bland.
I mean, yeah, if they're reusing a chord progression and like they copy pasted it over, but at least they had a new melody and harmonies. But if you see in the music video, this section, along with the visuals, leads up to a really cool part where, if you guys saw my reaction, I kind of screamed. And that part, no matter how many times I watch the music video, it just hits me because it's the cool. Because her animal is a wolf, right? So they do things with ice, and it's cool. And at this part, there's octaves lower, so it's kind of creepy. Because this last chorus doesn't hit as hard, but visually it does.
Okay.
So you're like, okay.
The melody does remind me of Let's Eat Grandma so much. Yeah. This too, yeah.
The lower synths almost sound kind of brassy.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I think I've understood. Because everything is so sun-baked, I think some of the potential of the instruments just don't come out, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we're just drenched in this vibe that, like, I feel like a lot of the nuances of the song just get buried by this big, just bright, searing light. Yeah. Someone type my Twitter. Thank you.
I love the way it fades. Like, it has that little effect. And they have a synth going.
It's yeah.
My number 4, his number
12. I mean, if you haven't noticed, yeah, this is like the one that I can't help but say how it's not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we have reached the end.
We will do our ranking one last time.
Will we?
Let's do our 12 to 1 more time.
Okay, for those who weren't here at the beginning, we're gonna redo our ranking. So
you should go first.
My 12 go on one and only. His 12.
Let's just do one.
Or just
last
one
time,
at one.
It's hard to sort. Yeah.
12, one and only. 11. I love you, or Every Day I Love You. 10, Eclipse. 9, Singing in the Rain. 8, Heart Attack. 7, Let Me In. 6, Love Cherry Motion. 5, New. 4, Egoist. 3, Vivid. 2, Kiss Later. 1, Around You.
Around You. I like it because that's the softest song. Around You. Yeah. My 12 is Egoist. My 11th is Eclipse. My 10 is One and Only. My 9 is Oi, Bite, New. My 8 is Every Day I Love You. My 7 is Heart Attack. My 6 is Let Me In. My 5 is Singing in the Rain. My 4 is Around You. My 3 is Love Cherry Motion. My 2 is Kiss the Later, damn it. My 1 is Vivid.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God, yes.
My goodness. Yes. So now it is the time for us to end this live stream, upload it to YouTube.
Jesus.
rest our brains, and then watch.
Weren't we just gonna be here for a couple of hours?
Yeah, we were just gonna be here for a
Well,
couple of hours.
let's go. Let's go.
We have like a bunch more songs. Check the
And
description.
I have to edit some stuff here too.
For things that we'll be reacting to next year. Also check the description for things that we'll be filming our reactions to today, like Hi first album. I'll do G Friend and Red Velvet another day, but we'll do Mamamoo today.
And there might be a special video featuring just me coming out in a day or two. I don't know how you're gonna schedule it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
Yes, we're gonna like film an actual video for Hi. We're not gonna live stream it. Sorry, because I gotta edit things.
And make them funny.
Yeah, I gotta
we're
make
not
things
funny.
funny. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Follow me on Twitter. I will
And
react
Judy
to.
Musics.
I will react to the other music videos there. Okay.
Well, I mean, he's gonna. Well, you cannot watch Egoist music video until we react to it with Isaac.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Bye, guys.